Well, it feels like the game that's taking over the world, and it's taking over Saratoga right now on Whitney Stakes Day. We are live at the backyard here in Saratoga with the guys from Game of Silks, as well as Ren Carothers. We're going to be handicapping, we're going to be drinking, we're going to be gambling. We're going to also be talking about the game a little bit. In the second race, which is coming up in just a few moments, we've got a whole field of horses that are owned in real life, that are owned in the game, and we're going to answer any questions you have. And we know we got a lot of people in the Silks community in the chat, so drop your comments in the chat, grab a drink, chill. It's going to be an awesome time. I'm going to start with you, Mr. Birthday Boy, Gavin.
It is the birthday.
Birthday.
Where else would I want to be? Track.
It's beautiful. So it's been a big week for you guys. You guys have had people out here during the week from the game. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, we had a great meetup on Thursday. We had around 20 players show up to the track. It was a great day. You guys crushed the video, I want to say. It was amazing. And basically, they went in the winner's circle after the race. That was a maiden race. The horses are owned by some community members that were there and some that weren't able to show up. But getting that feeling of getting the whole community together and showing up to the track, it was something that made me realize we are doing something for this industry, and it's not taking away. It's actually putting more people in. Yep. And I think that really people are starting to realize that, and I think what we did the other day is special, and hopefully we could do more.
All right. And Ren, we've got coming up here, I'm going to put it up on the screen here. We've got a 2-year-old race coming up. Let's see. There it is. We've got a field of 10 horses. The 6 is scratch in race 2. Troy, I know you've also handicapped this race. People are watching this and they want to bet. So between the two of you, come on, give us some insight here. Who are we betting on?
Handicap too. Don't forget about that.
We'll go back to Gavin in a bit.
I mean, honestly, here's the thing, all right? Nobody wants to take a short price horse, I understand, but I'm hearing the one is a horse that can't be beat. Of course, any horse can be beat. We are at a racetrack that's known to being, for being the graveyard of champions, so even a horse like Secretary can lose here. That being said, BU, I mean, what a pedigree on this horse. Yes. Yep. By Curlin out of a Congrats mare, Jacaranda. She was a first out winner. The Curlin over AP Indy line, and Congrats, remember, again, that's the sire of the mom here. Congrats is by AP Indy. So anything Curlin over AP Indy, I am down for. It's one of the best crosses going right now in racing. So he could be very, very tough. I thought a horse at a really big price that was kind of interesting. I mean, I don't know. The horse is probably going to want more ground. Is the number 9, that is Creek for Bill Mott. Just maybe want to put in your stable because, I mean, the pedigree is insane. The great granny's met Latcha Pass. She's a full sister to Pleasant Home, who won the Breeders' Cup Distaff. You also got Pine Island in there, Maple Jinsky, Sky Beauty, De Jour, and Violence, who's the sire of Forte. So
plenty there.
Great pedigree.
20-1 odds. Troy, where are we at here?
The 9, I do agree. I love that pedigree. I love the blame on the bottom side.
Yes.
But I'm an easy guy when it comes to maiden races. You give me a first-time starter that was bet, had a little excuse and is coming back. I love the 7, Steve Asmussen. He's winning 20% second-time starters. I think this horse has a really good shot.
I like the 7 as well. I want to put on the screen right now a view of the horses that via Game of Silks here. So tell us what we're looking at here, Gavin, when we look at this screen here. We have the horses' names. We know we got their pedigree information on the right. The information in the center, though, is what's interesting here.
Yeah, so basically what you're taking a look at right now is you have the horses that are racing in this race and then the owners in the Game of Silks. So when you're taking a look, we can see, Sweet Luck Stables is in there. We have Trade Your Horses stable, which also, he was speaking in the video that I'm pretty sure that's owned by Magnum. And then at the bottom is Final Stretch Farms, and that's one of our community member stables. So, I'm definitely rooting for him in this one.
And Gavin, you like the 5, right? Yeah,
this race, I do like domestic product. Taking a look, Chad Brown, first-time starters. Chad Brown is 24% first-time starters, 28% winning, made in special weights. It's a practical joke, and actually Practical Joke was 3 for 3 at Saratoga and never lost. 7 years ago, almost to this day, he broke his maiden at Saratoga. The trainer of Practical Joke, Chad Brown, after breaking his maiden, then he went to the Hopeful Grade 1 that happened to be at Saratoga. And then he comes back a year later and wins the Alan Jerkins. Later today, we have Chuck Simon joining us.
There we go.
He worked for Alan Jerkins. So I think Chad Brown's putting domestic product on the same path as Practical Joke here.
You didn't tell me this guy's trying out for a job with Fox
Come on,
here.
that's what I'm trying to say, right?
And he came ready with stats. I didn't know you were doing that.
Kid didn't sleep.
I mean, come on now. Come on. Well, let's do this to kick it off. To the birthday boy. Happy
Birthday boy.
Gavin.
Thank you, thank you.
Cheers, cheers, cheers.
Happy birthday,
Let's
man.
go to Whitney Day.
Here we go.
Ren's like, what are you doing to me?
Wait, that's alcohol.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I thought that was apple juice for a second.
Just a little bourbon to get us started.
All right.
So we've got the audio of the race. We can listen to the race. I think we're a little spread out here. I actually like the 7 and I like the 11 a bit. So let's take a listen to this.
Here is Just Steel going to the outside. He's in.
There he is.
I was going to say, all the Silks community members in here, let's make sure we're sharing out this stream right now.
Let's do it. And we're going to see your
Ozone
comments here in a few
Ozone
minutes
is
too.
the
So there's the
fastest
7.
and hustle
There you go.
even
You on the lead?
Ozone's on the
And he
lead.
shows out of the gate.
Just stopped the race. I'm good.
Just Steel is just outside of
BU
him. taking
chasing.
second.
What do you
And
think?
Badlands Ruler fourth and 3 lengths
BU,
off
I
the lead.
mean,
Uno Mas Bourbon is next.
We'll see if
A
BU
gap
is
of
who he
5
says
to
he
Domestic
could
Product,
be.
who's followed by Hamilton's Way.
Watch your
Outside
9
of
horse come up
Hamilton's
and
Way,
win this race.
That would be
Pentathlon is making
hilarious
headway
if that
between
happened.
rivals. Freak is
What do we got the
leading.
quarter
In a
in?
decent spot. I mean, if you've got a horse here, I mean, you're getting a good setup here.
So we got
Five.
Get a little fire. That would be nice.
Ozone on the inside. Uno Mas Bourbon on the outside. Battling it out with Just Steel. Just
Okay,
Steel
so the
now
11.
puts his
I mean,
men
I wouldn't
in
mind
front
this
with a
11
quarter
win,
of
I'll
a
tell you
mile
that.
to go. And just behind them, BU
Getting
is
a little
looking for a
second fire
seam.
here.
And coming after the
Oh,
top pair.
man.
Oh,
11,
why?
11-7 would be
Not at the
really
top
nice
of
for
the
me.
stretch. BU has
Change
a
your
clear
lead.
shot now, and he's coming.
Nah,
Wait, I
your
can't
one,
see it.
your one is solid.
BU
One?
up to
Yeah,
take the lead.
BU's going
Just
by, it looks
Steel
like.
Oh.
fighting him all the way to the wire.
Oh, he's battling.
As
Come back
Ozone
with this 11.
fires late.
Come back.
BU,
Come
Just
back.
Steel, Just
Come
Look
back.
at this.
Come back.
Oh.
Come back.
Resilient.
Fight.
BU
Fight.
on the
Fight.
outside.
Fight.
Just
Fight.
Steel.
There
it is.
Ran BU.
Let's go.
look at you. Look at you. Look
The
at
guy
you.
who didn't
Loaded
really
late.
give any like analysis. Just like, I like the 11. That's all
Yeah.
that matters.
You know what? Coming in, AE, he's still here.
Yes.
It's always a good angle, right?
True.
Also
So you
eligible. Draws
he
in.
finished second to a really nice
And
horse
the
named
horse who
Pirate.
couldn't lose loses.
Lost. Well, it happens. Right? It's horse
But if
racing.
you're going to
does
lose, that's the way you want to lose. You come right back.
Yes,
you still race for
exactly.
136,000.
Yeah.
Listen,
Yeah.
the past 2 ABR picks you've given out are 2 winners.
I'm not gonna say. Well, I'm stepping off for the next race.
Now
So
you have to
everyone's
drop
gonna be
the
on their
line.
own.
Okay,
I'm-
wait. So was this a game of Silks?
Yeah. So
owned
let's take a
horse?
look back at it. Where were we with
Let's give the
that?
owner some congrats.
Absolutely.
See.
Survey says. Just Steel,
Final Stretch Farms.
There we go. That's our community manager, Ben. You
Is
know,
that who it is?
That's who it
Benny
is.
Boy got the win?
He sits in the Discord 24/7, so everyone
yeah.
knows him. He's the man. So he's taking home some
I
bread
love
today.
it.
So now, what happens when the horse wins? What happens in the game?
Yeah.
So basically, right from the end of the race, you're going to get paid out in the game, and it's going to show up in the portal
Okay.
right after the race.
That's the one great thing about our game is the second the race is over, it literally goes and the money's in your account within like hours.
Yeah, and
Really?
To
Yeah.
and to take
Yeah.
a step back, so basically what we do is whatever the purse is, if the horse is getting paid, let's say the winner 60%, you're going to get paid 1% on the purse price.
Okay.
So if the race was $100,000, you would get
You get $60,000, and at $60,000, you would get $600
Okay,
got
literally
it.
in your account.
That's
but
great.
in New York, it's 52.5%, so whatever that calculation
Got it.
is. But whatever that real horse was supposed to get, we get 1% in the game, and you don't have to wait.
Okay.
And so if you, oh, sorry.
No, please.
So if you wanted to, if what was the name of the ownership again?
It was Final Stretch, I
Okay,
believe.
so
there,
final
that's
stretch.
Ben right there.
Oh, that's Ben right here.
There
Oh,
he
look at
is.
him. That's Ben.
There you go.
There he is,
okay,
Benny.
So if Ben at this point said, "Hey, I got a nice horse here," and he wanted to try to sell that horse within the game,
We are the most liquid market in horse racing. He literally goes ahead, presses a button, puts a price up, and whoever wants to buy it can buy it instantaneously.
that's so
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Listen, I'll get you in contact with Ben if you want to buy it. I'm just taking a commission.
So you're a broker now. That's what you're doing.
As a matter of fact, there's no bloodstock fees either right
Oh,
now.
yeah,
so
right. There you go.
a lot of people in the chat also
Congrats,
congratulating Ben.
Ben. Congrats,
and that's
Ben.
what I picked up from talking to you
Yeah.
guys. Like like you use the word community, you're not using it lightly. Like there really is, like people are plugged in, they're supporting each other, all the rest of it.
You know, that's the part of the racehorse game or any sports. There's no communities. It's always one person against the other person. We're building a community that we're trying to get everyone to root for each other. Because,
awesome.
You know, what's amazing in this new culture is the more successful someone is in our community, the more successful our game will be. And the more successful our game will be, the more successful they will be.
Yep.
So everyone's betting on the game of Silks, which is really cool.
So later on, I do want to get into something that I kind of found out a little bit down the road in our conversations, which is that also when these horses, like if you got a good stallion prospect, these horses, when they breed later on, that's a revenue-making opportunity. And Ren could speak all about that because she studies pedigrees day and night. I don't know why you don't already own 100 horses here.
No, absolutely. No, wait, actually, after we talked about this and had seen the Game of Silks website, we really did the deep dive into the video.
Yeah.
And that lays it all out and what the opportunities are, and it's very exciting. And I'm not just saying that because I'm sitting with these guys. I truly mean that. It's really incredible. It's so innovative. I mean, really, before it's time, you got the jump on this.
Yeah, for sure.
We time warped on this one.
You did.
we're loopers.
You did. I'm so literally. I really, truly am so impressed.
So here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna play a video to kind of show you what this Game of Silks, team has been on site this week. We're gonna play this video. When we come back from this video, me and Ren aren't gonna be here. You're gonna have two other guests that are a lot more fun, or just more fun than me.
And prettier,
not
too.
fun. Not more fun.
And prettier.
I don't know about that.
There's
not
no
prettier
chance.
than you at all.
No chance.
I think that is a long shot.
We'll have two guests coming in.
I don't know. He looks pretty to me over there. Don't worry about it. That was just a water drop.
There you go.
Well, the amazing thing is Charles Simon's coming in, and we might have to move out this little
expand
camera
a little bit?
angle. Just
Ouch.
a 10. We're some big guys right here.
I don't know how tall he is.
You got to see it. So we should have an ISO cam on him. So yeah, we're going to play a video on the other side. As you can see a couple new people here. I'm going to go cash my ticket, and then we'll be back in a little bit.
Did you bet this horse?
I bet the 11, yeah.
I bet the 7.
I bet 11-7. I bet 11-7.
I'm out of everything. I was too deep in that race.
All right, here it is.
Today we had the Silks first meetup, which is a super exciting day, showing, especially the industry players that we have people interested on coming to the track. So that was super exciting when we got here. Saw 20 people waiting at the winner's circle, which is our meetup spot. We're bringing users in the Game of Silks to the track to show them really what the game is about. They've never been here before, never been in a paddock, never been in a winner's circle. We want to give that feeling of sense of ownership to everyone. A lot of people don't get the opportunity to purchase horses, so Game of Silks gives you that, and gives you that same feeling of watching your horse pass the finish line as the same as you saw your kid hit a grand slam in a state final game.
I would say very involved. Don't tell my wife how involved, but it definitely is my one hobby right now outside of my full-time business. Just love everything about it. It's a fantastic game in a fantastic sport, and I can't say any more good things about it than it's all immersive. I think this is the one thing that's going to change and build this industry. It's an industry that's been around for a very, very long time, but it's kind of a little bit of a stale industry. So this is going to bring new people, new blood, new users into the game. I think this is a game changer for the sport as a whole. It's captured me. I can only assume it's going to capture a lot of other people over the next few years.
And it looks like we are back. As you see, we have two guests with us. We have the great Charles Simon, and over here we have Nikki Smokes.
Who is this Nikki Smokes?
Who is this? So we're going to start off with you, Nick. This is your first time at Saratoga.
Yes.
What is the feeling here compared to these amazing stadiums you go to?
I'll tell you what, the girls here today look absolutely remarkable. I don't know if it's because I've been drinking or if the girls just come out for the Saturday races, but I am loving it here. The vibe is great. Everyone's dressed to impress. This is my scene. I'm in my element.
And it sounds like you have a $500 ticket.
Yes.
You're going to be gambling all day, and hopefully it lasts more than 3 races. So we'll see that coming up.
I don't think it's going to last more than 3 races. I did learn how to read a program yesterday, so I'm as sharp as it gets.
By the way, who gave you the 500? I need
Game
a plug.
of Silks. Shout out Game of Silks. We love Game of Silks.
And then,
by the way, when did you buy that hat? That hat is
I bought it yesterday.
Special.
I bought it yesterday. I went to the Magic Hat Man himself right here in Saratoga.
I love it.
Shout out to Hatman. Then we
Shout out
have
Hatman.
Charles Simon, a fellow Dolphins fan.
That's right.
Shout out
Tua.
the Dolphins. Fins up.
We don't want any Tua slander on this this broadcast.
No, we're
None.
winning the Super Bowl.
None.
We're winning the Super Bowl.
That's right. And it's a fact, and it just goes the way. Barry Spears put a poll up yesterday on what hat I would have on today.
It was other.
It's the Houston Astros. Deal with that, too, Yankee fans. Deal with that.
I bet the Astros today, too, so I'm loving that. I'm loving
Nikki
that.
Smokes online today. You know, Nikki's going to have a big day because we brought him over and we doused him in the holy water over at the Big Red Spring.
Yeah, we need to talk about that water. I don't know if it's because they have no minerals in Florida water, but that was disgusting. The water was disgusting.
And disgusting's the word you want to use.
I mean, it made me feel
Saratoga.
better. It made
you
me
want to
feel
use
better.
disgusting.
It made me feel better.
Okay, there you go.
But it tasted like shit.
You know, Chuck grew up in Saratoga.
That's
Did
right.
he? Well, I feel bad if he drank that water his whole life.
That's right. We were raised on that water, bro. I dipped my hat in that water.
Chuck was so poor growing up, that's the only water they had in the house.
So the rumor around, are you jumping on a horse today? You're out riding later for the Whitney?
Yeah, they're trying to figure out how they're going to get me on, but I'm actually riding Cody's Wish because they figured it's been too easy, and Junior's a great rider, obviously, and you know I suck, so they figure having me on should be a sufficient handicap, and we'll see how strong that karma really is for Cody's Wish.
You know what I'm envisioning right now? The golfing movie with Bill Murray, and when the guy came in playing polo on the Clydesdale.
They need Bill Murray for the turf course after yesterday.
I do want to kick it back to Nikki Smokes over here for a second.
Oh, God.
As a Barstool employee coming over to the track,
Yeah.
you know, they don't do crazy coverage for horses over there.
Right.
What is kind of, you know, are you thinking maybe you'll get a little more into the sport now that you have the following that you have, or you're sticking to the NFL?
I'd be a chump if I didn't invest into this. I mean, look at this place. It's amazing. It's outstanding. And plus, when you're going to fly me out and give me $500 to bet on the horses, it's the least I can do is get into the sport. But I love horse racing. My grandpa, I mean, he died at the horse track, actually. So
Papa?
Yeah, shout out Charlie. R.I.P. Charlie.
R.I.P.
My mom
Charlie.
had horses, so maybe it's my responsibility to bring horse racing
It's
back
in the
to
blood.
Barstool.
And
But no, Dave covers it, though. Dave gives it some love, but there's not enough love. There's not enough love.
They do great. But also, if you have a bankroll like Dave, you could obviously hit what he hits.
Exactly.
You know.
Exactly. But that's why I like Silk so much, because it's going to get more people involved.
The opportunity of ownership.
I'm buying at least 5 horses, because before I thought you guys just did like simulation races, but now that I could own a horse, and if I watch my horse win, it's done. It's over.
Maybe we have to do a live reveal later.
Let me ask you a question. When your horse wins, let's just say in the
It's
game of
going to
Silks,
win. Anything I
are you going to
touch
cry
wins.
the same way that you cried when the Heat won Game 7
I mean,
and you got your job?
I mean, if he
Is it a possibility?
if he wins the Kentucky Derby, yeah, I'll
There
cry.
was a little too many tears in that video.
Yeah, I know.
Honestly, I wish
It's all
we
right.
would have gave the clip to ABR right now to play this crying
I
video,
don't
because
think we
that
need
was
that.
one of the best
I don't think
social
we need
media
that. I don't
events
think we need
ever.
that.
Ever.
It had 7 million views.
You know, I will tell you this: more people watched that and associated yourself crying than when Zenyatta lost the Breeders' Cup by her nose, and people were in the stands crying. More emotion came when you won.
Well, that's what it takes, man.
Listen,
I mean, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
It's got to happen that way.
This is what we're going to do for the Game of Silks community. If you're in the chat right now, first of all, make sure you share this out, because within the next 2 minutes, we're going to give away avatars. So get in the comment section and start whatever you want to write. Just make sure you're just spamming that chat. And
Who is this guy? Who is this guy giving away?
Someone in chat. So start spamming
I'm giving
chat.
them away. I'm the answer. I'm the best in the business.
Just start
I pick winners.
Start spamming the chat, and then Nick will pick a name in a second. We're going to pass it over to Chucky.
Oh, boy.
Is there any races you're looking forward today? Anything exciting?
But yeah, we're looking forward to all the big stake races later. Maple Avenue Mel is going to do her thing. And, you know, I mean, I see a lot of people picking against her, but, again, too bad. She's going to win. I really don't have any opinion in the Whitney. I don't bet 2 to 5 shots, so there will be no Cody's Wish. And I think it might even be illegal in this town currently if you root against him. But I really it's a 2-turn race with a bunch of 1-turn horses in it. So there's always some room for chaos in that kind of event. I just don't really have a strong feeling on who it will be.
So are you really riding Cody's Wish, or is that with Joe?
That was very unconvincing.
But they haven't figured out how I'm going to get on there.
Listen,
So
I still don't understand how
because
you
if they
were
bring
in the
a crane
basketball
to the
game.
paddock,
The jockey trainer's basketball game.
jockey trainer basketball game set back the sport of basketball at least 50 years, man.
I honestly, if you and Barry were in the game, I think it's at least, and maybe Troy in there too.
Yeah.
Oh, you're
Point
throwing me a
King.
bone? You're throwing me a
I
bone?
think maybe you three could.
If
win
we were
by
in the
50.
game might still be going on, but
Troy,
And
you
the
even
thing
get
is,
up?
How many ambulances would have to take us to a
shout out to
hospital?
the
Can you go
trainers.
up for a layup still or no?
listen.
Can
Me?
you go up for a layup? Like, can you
I
leave
can't
the
do
ground?
a layup.
No.
I can't make it from the foul line to the basket.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
All right, Nick,
under-
without
look
hurting
at the
myself.
chat and pick a name, and we'll give Avatar out right
All
now.
right.
Already?
Already?
Man,
Yeah.
come on.
Well, no,
let
we'll
it-
give
let it
2 out if they
percolate a
keep
little
on
bit.
typing.
Here he goes.
We'll go do 2.
Oh,
I mean,
Pick a name.
I can't pass up on this name. I got to go with I am dragging hot dog.
I knew it. I knew that was going to be the winner.
That name.
That's great. Give it to the guy that's got 7,000
Yeah,
horses.
seven, the man that
Does
has.
he have
Oh,
7,000?
dude, he is.
That guy
he
is
is
the
Dragon Hot
cool
Dog
more
is
of
actually
uh,
That guy
silks.
could kick rocks.
Oh,
I'll
you're-
pick another
No,
one.
you
You
gave
already
it to him.
gave
You
it
can't
to
give
him.
it back.
You,
Can't give it
you got
back.
to tell me that the
What, are
guy
you an
has
Indian giver?
7,000 horses.
Listen.
This is
All right, give it to
live.
him.
This
Give me
is
your
live.
program. You don't know what you're doing with this thing.
All right, here we go.
We might
you
give
gotta-
out. Keep on typing
Are you
in
gonna
chat.
make
We
your
might give
first
out
bet
another
yet?
one.
What race are we on? 3?
Is he classic or what?
So once again, we did give him $500 to gamble. So if you expect
Yeah.
him to pass this race, it's probably not
I
happening.
found the winner already.
Yeah.
Troy, is there any races today you're looking forward to, and anything going on
You know,
today's?
I happen to be. I like the later races. 5 on.
No.
So, I what?
We did give Nikki Smokes about a 45-second handicapping primer yesterday.
I know sloppy. I know
No
fast,
sloppy tracks
firm.
now.
And honestly, I apologize for everyone that might have saw him. What is that street called? Caroline Street last night, and
yeah.
I'm apologizing on behalf of him if you bumped into him.
Shout out
So-
Allie, by the way. You were great last night. No, like
Was it Allen or Allie?
these days you don't know.
It's no. Either way, we would have
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
nothing wrong with that. It's but Chuck.
The only
Back to
Caroline
Chuck.
Street I know ran yesterday and finished fourth.
Fourth.
Yeah, Caroline Street. That's in the past.
So let's go this real quick. So we have a friendly bet between you and Nick. What is the Dolphins' ending record this year? And does Tua is the starting quarterback for longer than 4 games?
Of course he's gonna
Oh,
the whole
I would go
game.
at least 6.
Nick is gonna bring back some of the holy water from the Big Red Spring,
I'm gonna
and he's
feed it
gonna
to
he's
him.
gonna dunk it to his.
I'll put it in
neck
his
in it.
Gatorade bottle.
That's right, and
Magic
mean-
potion.
may not be undefeated, but at least 15 wins.
11-6.
Hey, do we have any video of him playing softball, Nicky Smokes?
I'm good now. I got lessons.
With the Dolphins?
I'm good now.
I will.
I think he might have been the only guy that struck out
I
in
didn't
a
strike out.
softball
I
game.
popped up to the catcher 3
In the
times.
celebrity
Get it right,
softball
Troy.
game.
I will personally say I saw a first person that I've never seen someone take a charity softball match with the Dolphins
To the
more
level.
serious than he did. He stretched for about 4 hours. He did batting practice 3 days before, and
But that day I played good.
you played well. I
Popped
don't know
up
if you
to
got
the
on
catcher
base
3 times. The
I
ball
had
didn't
an
go more
RBI.
than 5 feet.
I had an RBI.
First of all, how did he get invited to that?
Because I'm me.
I don't understand how you're out on the field with the starting line of the Dolphins.
When you're me, you get invited. Please.
Who are you again?
I'm Nicky
Athleticism.
Smokes. I got invited
Athleticism.
here. I was flown here. I have a gambling credit, and I play softball
gambling
with the
problem.
Miami Dolphins. That's who I am. It's what I do.
That's what you do.
Yeah.
He's the guy with the hat. Hopefully he doesn't chop you up in the back for saying some of the stuff.
He looks like a Cuban cigar roller right now.
I'd be the best Cuban cigar roller you ever met.
If he keeps on gambling the way he is, that's probably what he's ended up doing,
Can I give
selling
my winner
$5
or
cigars.
no? Can I-
There a race
What
coming
is
up?
your winner for race 3?
All right, no
want it till
more
race three.
talk. No more talk. He's the 5 horse.
Could
Let's
you
do the
handicap
third.
the third race for us? and
Yeah,
tell
I
us
just
who's
said
gonna
no,
win?
no
Troy,
more
let's-
talk, Troy. Maybe if you listen to the horse's name.
Let's start off with Troy, and we'll bring it
No, I
down.
want Nicky.
No, I'm the expert. I'm the expert.
we'll
Let's
hand it
hear
off
what
to the
Nicky's got to
I'm
say.
going no more talk. He's 9-2.
No more talk.
His last race was fast.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Fast. Finished 3rd, 4th. He's got 4-3-1. That sounds like a winner to me. He's due. He's fucking due.
Oops.
I did really well not dropping an F-bomb. It's like my favorite word in my vocabulary. But we did good. That's only one. The line was 3.5, so the under's looking great.
It's not over yet.
So we got his pick.
Anything to
Someone
add to
clipped
that?
Troy's face when I said the F-bomb, because it was priceless.
I know you signed the non-disclosure, so we're good. And you signed all the documents that we're not responsible for you, other than getting you here and bringing you home.
So we're gonna hand this off to you here, Troy.
I honestly haven't even looked at this race, but I got to tell you, I do like the 1, especially at 7-1.
Looks like you're taking Dan's route.
Dan picked 1?
No, I'm just saying, he comes on, he likes the 11. 11 comes in.
I got to scroll
Shuts it
down
down.
a little bit. I will tell you, I do not like Nicky Smokes' horse at all.
Good.
I do like the 6. The 6 is first time off the claim on a drop. Wins at 20%. So if I had to do anything, I would say the 1, 6, and the 8. Chucky, what do you like here?
Well, this is not exactly my type of race, a handicap, but I will say that number 7, Randy Prasad, trains. He stole halters from me. I'm coming after you, Randy. I haven't forgotten about that.
How many years ago was that?
That was in 2014.
Yeah, okay.
And Rudy Rodriguez last year bought me tacos on the backside. So Glory Road is who we're going with. Rudy's been doing well this meet, off the claim. It's got some tactical speed. Got our guy Jose Lezcano.
He's pretty good. He won a couple of races
He's good.
yesterday.
Yeah. If I don't shout out Jay Bidas, his agent, he'll well, we don't know what he'll do, but Glory Road.
He does owe me a couple of dollars. Did he order a soda the other day when we were in the box?
Yeah, he might have.
I might have, yeah. It's okay.
You're probably not going to get that back, but
I'm definitely not going
Can I
5 to
intervene
2
here real
is
quick
a-
before
is
you
a
give your
decent
winner,
price.
Gavin? I feel like you know too much, Troy.
Troy does.
You know too much. I think
knows
it clouds
everything.
your vision. Like, just read the name and pick the winner. Like, you're
You
over
ever,
here
you ever
like,
see the
giving us
Alice
stats
in
and
Wonderland?
Stories. Like, it's not that hard.
Alice in Wonderland, the caterpillar. That smokes the hookah. He's like the Jewish caterpillar from that movie. This man right here.
Jewish caterpillar.
The Jewish caterpillar.
I mean, if the shoe fits.
And, honestly, I'm looking here.
I
paddock.
will tell you, here's a true story. Back 3 years ago, we invited Nicky to the Kentucky Derby. And he got so drunk and so annoying, we threw him in the barn. He had to sleep literally with the horses in his stall.
Tell the real story, Troy.
We have an apartment in the stables back at the farm. And there's a little apartment. And we're coming home from the Derby, and we go, we get out of the car. I say, hey, Nick, you could go stay in the stable. And he looks at me. He's like, please don't make me stay with the horses. I'll stop screaming. I swear, please don't make me. And he honestly thought he was going to sleep in a,
I would have.
He did have a bed, though. He did have a bed.
Yeah, he did. He ended
slept
up
in
on
a bed, though.
some
It was
sort of
nice.
mattress.
Gavin, he's slept with worse than horses before.
Listen, I've seen him sleep in the street before, so it can't be worse.
Just ask Allie.
Or Alan. I honestly, if I had money, it was
Shout out
Alan.
Allie, shout
but
out
it's all
Allie.
right. We love everybody,
That's
Hey, listen.
except Nick.
That's why I got the gambling credit. He
Randy
did it.
Prasad. We're mad at Randy Prasad.
He stole you. He stole.
Yeah, he stole my halters.
Yeah.
I'm
How
not
about Fern
gonna-
Paquette in harness?
Fern Paquette has got hands of lead. And by the way, I have already reached my limit for Meadowlands losses on the day. Shout out Hambletonian.
It's a big day for trotters.
Big day, but it has not been a big day for me. I've been on the losing side of both my wagers.
Matter of fact, we're all buying a trotter.
Yes.
In the
Me too.
upcoming months. And
I'm in.
You're
I'm getting a trotter.
Yeah.
We're getting a trotter?
You're buying it for me?
You're actually going to drive.
Oh, God.
We're going to teach you how to get
You
behind
put me
there
in that
and-
trotter, that thing's winning. I'm smacking it all over its ass. That thing is winning.
Uh-oh. Thankfully, there's no Heisa in harness.
Not yet.
Oh,
As
not
you can
yet.
see-
But we can't have people
All right,
saying
there we
they're
go.
going to
Watch
smack
it.
them around.
Call the post parade out here.
That would be the worst thing for anyone's ears to hear.
You know, maybe we can get Nicky Smokes a gig as a backup announcer, track announcer.
I think I should be like the backup trumpet guy if he goes
Backup
down.
trumpet guy. Can you play
Yeah.
the trumpet?
No, but I go. I think that's just as good, if not better.
I think it's pretty
quicker.
good. It's very much quicker.
It's
yeah.
modern.
It's modern. Well,
Yeah.
yeah.
The game evolved.
I'm just surprised us four are still sitting here right now. If
I
it's
can't believe
honest,
they haven't
if it's
kicked us out.
honest opinion.
I'm very surprised ABR has
I'm
not gone
surprised
to commercial.
all four
Check
of us
change
haven't.
commercial. we just happen to lose internet right now. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Listen, I will
Technical
give my paddock
difficulties.
pick. It was the 6.
Your paddock pick was the 6.
My paddock pick was the 6. I will give that.
You went to the paddock.
I was in the paddock. You guys didn't see it when I was in there. So that was my pick.
I said 168. That's my pick. Nikki, what's your pick? Did you pick a horse yet?
Yeah, it's called No
right?
More Talk, Troy, and I picked it just for you.
You picked the one that can't win.
He picked the one horse that will not win.
I bet you he wins right now.
All right.
Got to bet.
What happened?
If this horse wins, Troy, you're coming out with us tonight.
Oh, God.
There is no chance. There is no chance. Yeah, no chance.
Listen, there was a day I've seen Troy out in Saratoga, and it was
if
probably
this
one of
horse
the greatest
wins,
things
we
I've
will
ever seen.
both
Last
come
time I
out.
saw Troy out in Saratoga, he was stumbling.
Listen, no, let's go back. If this horse wins, you both are going out.
But
tonight.
not only will we come out, we'll come out shirtless.
Shirtless.
And we'll buy all the drinks. If the 3 wins,
And we're buying.
Chuck and I are going shirtless on Caroline
That's right.
Street, and we're buying drinks.
That's why you always bring the older people out with you, because they have more money and they always take care of the tab.
And honestly, it would be the same. It would be the same price if we bought 5 sodas here today.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, listen,
Probably be
the
cheaper.
prices in Saratoga are very reasonable in my mind.
Yeah, they're really reasonable as long as you don't look at them. Just give them your card and worry about it later.
Just tap.
I mean, you got to have fun. Don't worry about the money.
Money comes
It's
and
not
goes.
about the money.
Money's for gambling.
Yeah, it's all gambling purposes. If
Like
there's
Nicky
any
Smokes
dollar in
didn't
your
get
pocket,
$500
you
to
should be at the
you know.
window.
I mean, it isn't
I'm not
for,
disagreeing with you. We should be at the window.
We
gotta fire.
should be at the window.
We should be firing right now.
I think we made a big enough bet on this race already.
Listen,
The
chat's
shirtless,
already
uh,
saying
Not for nothing,
drinks
have
on
you-
Chuck and
have,
Troy.
Have you seen the one? It went down from 7 to 4 to 1.
I think
since we've been talking. I
yeah.
don't know. It might be me.
Might
I'm
be
not
you.
sure giving it out, but I do happen to like the one.
And if he does win, then we don't have to go shirtless.
Is line movement significant in horse racing?
And honestly, the 6 at 3 to 1 is really reasonable.
Yeah, Glory Road.
Back-to-back wins, drops in class, great trainer. That especially off the claim.
Wins. He wins.
He wins. Yeah. You know what? I'm going on my Naira Bets right now app, and I'm boxing 168.
Why are you not
Go
putting a
chop
5 in
200.
there? Put the 5 in there,
168.
Troy.
And by the way, anyone who wants to open up a Naira Bets account, use the code Tropical200.
And that's why
Instant
we're going
match.
to
That is a self-promotion there.
It actually does work.
It does work.
I got the extra 200, which I've mostly blown.
Here we go. Exact box.
Listen, Chuck, how has you run your Going in Circles the podcast? You want to talk about that a little bit while you're on?
Going in Circles podcast. I do it with my friend Barry Spears.
Barry's a good guy.
The best handicapper I know.
Barry's a good guy.
Barry is a good
Does
guy.
he win?
Yes, he
He
wins.
wins.
At what percent?
Good.
At what percent does he win?
He
'Cause
wins.
I feel like horse racing.
He wins at tracks you never even heard of.
But does he win?
WIN.
He wins. He does
He's a winner?
He does a lot of due diligence, a lot of time. You know what? He comes up with some plays. I really follow him. He's good.
Can we
Yeah.
phone him in here?
No chalk zone.
No, we
Gavin,
didn't. You
show
know what?
it, show it.
We have a very
No chalk
No
zone.
chalk zone.
we have a very
No
small budget, and
favorites.
we picked you.
No,
we
no.
picked you
I
instead.
think you made the right decision.
Yeah,
I'm not sure
Actually,
about that.
Barry will
but-
be here next week. Next week for 4 Stars. What did I call that race? The 4-Star Dave.
the force out
Yeah,
there.
he'll be here for 4-Star Dave weekend. So if you're looking for Barry, he'll be here next week. He can give you picks, probably better than what we just gave you. But Troy and I bet our shirts. So
This is a
that's
tough
more
race.
than just an ADW.
I wonder if the 3 is getting bet just because people are rooting for you and I to take our shirts off. There's a good possibility.
I might bet the 3 just for that.
Hey, listen, you got $500. You might as well do something.
I know,
with it.
I know,
And by
exactly.
the way, you can't go home with it.
I'm not going home with it unless
Just
I
making
win.
sure.
I'm not.
Unless
I'm
you
not
win.
going home
The
with
chat-
500. I'm going home with
That's what I'm saying.
5,000.
You gotta go with more.
the chat is taking the 2 here. Someone in chat is taking the 2. So
Someone's taking it too?
someone is taking the 2 here.
Are you giving out another free avatar?
Just give out all of them.
Should we give out another free avatar?
I do not think so. I think we should wait a little while. I don't believe Baskin Robbins goes ahead and gives ice cream out every single day for free.
They have ice cream?
They should.
Hey, but you know what? We never go to Ben &
Yeah,
Jerry's.
honestly, no Ben and Jerry's.
Oh, Ben & Jerry's.
Strictly, do not eat there. Any other ice cream's good.
Any
Haagen
other
Dazs
ice
is
cream.
good. No Ben and Jerry's.
Ben's? No bueno. We're not for Vermont. We're against Vermont. There's no wagering in Vermont. There's no racing in Vermont.
It's
We
a
don't
nice
need
breeze
Vermonts.
right now, by the way.
I know the breeze is awesome right now.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
I'm sweating a little bit though. I needed that breeze.
That's because he's nervous
my
about
my
this
mountains
race.
aren't blue anymore. I need another beer.
Is Coors Light a sponsor for ABR? They are now.
Here he is. This is what happens when you work for Barstool. You think everything's handed to you.
It
You know what I
is.
mean?
High noons,
Literally,
Coors,
the guy used
Millers.
to sweep the streets in Coral Springs. Literally, that's what he used to do, pick up leaves on Thursday and Fridays. And now all of a sudden, he is literally now at
The
Barstool.
star.
I'm the man.
He is the star.
Star.
It is what it is.
And by the way, the other day at Saratoga, you had a lot of fans. You want to talk about the fans screaming your name?
Oh yeah. I had
How
a nice
great you
Knicks
were?
fan telling me to suck his you know what, and then he started making fun of my shirt.
Listen,
And usually I would like run up and like kick him in his face because I'm a D1 athlete.
Now let's
You're a D1 athlete.
Yeah, mentally.
Mentally.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
so
But
Troy.
I had to control myself. I wasn't a fan of that.
So Troy, let's kick it over to you a little bit. If you want to just, let's.
Gavin's trying to get this back under
Let's,
control here.
on to the next. If you want to take a couple minutes, just to go over Game of Silks, how it's been going. I know you've been popping on a ton of broadcasts lately. A couple Blood Horse articles. It looks like you just had an article go out that something's going on with TaylorMade in the Game of Silks. Also, you revealed the new Click and Play stream video yesterday.
That was us with Maggie, who happened to have a winner, and her horse is heading to the stake race in Louisiana.
And then a new hire.
We have a new hire.
Then for people listening, I think maybe there's going to be a big merch deal coming with another company, but why don't you take us through a couple?
Yeah, let's not go forward. Let's go back a little bit.
Okay.
But, the Game of Silks is doing really, really well. The most important part of the Game of Silks and what I think the racing sport industry, thoroughbred horse racing is realizing is how much we're giving back and how much we're giving to the racing industry. We're giving everybody that has ever dreamed about owning a racehorse, we're giving them the opportunity to love this game as much as we do as real racehorse owners, and they're participating in a financial way, which is always really important for people, because when you feel it, touch it, then all of a sudden it becomes real, and that's what we're doing. Ron Lewinsky, who we just hired as our new president and COO, was very big part of the racing industry. He started UBET. UBET was bought by Twin Spires. He then went ahead and became the president of ExpressBet. And what I love about him is he literally says the Game of Silks is a unicorn, and how can he not take this opportunity to help us grow?
So let's look here. Nick's official pick was the 3.
The 5.
The 5.
The 5.
The 5. The chat took the 2. I'm
Come
taking
on,
the
5.
6 here.
Come on, 5.
At the 168.
Come on,
6,
5. That 5's hot. That 5's hot.
Here we go. You got to call it out, Gav.
Gavin, I need binoculars to see from here.
I can't. Yeah.
Oh, listen, you guys want to watch here?
A little bit. Let's
What
go.
are you doing? I got a horse that's
We got
actually
815. Here we go.
Come on, 5.
This
Come
5
on,
wins.
Chuck can only see 4 inches from his face.
We're in trouble, Chuck.
I'm close to legally.
Here comes that 5.
Chuck, if this 5 wins, we're in trouble.
Oh no, is he dying?
Oh, no, Nicky.
Oh, bye,
Nicky
bye,
smokes.
bye,
Is he
bye.
hot?
Nicky, stop
Is he
him.
hot? Is he dead?
How was the 6 last?
Nicky, you're live.
Come on, 5.
There's no chance of the 5,
Come on,
Nicky.
5. He's got life. No, he's
You're
dead.
dead in the water.
Hey,
Eight
I did
winning?
better than all
Did I
you.
at least
No
get
one picked the
something?
8. No one here picked the 8.
I picked the 8.
No, you didn't.
I said 168.
Yeah, but you didn't bet him to win.
It doesn't matter what I said.
You didn't get the other. You didn't get the other 2 though. You need all 3.
Chuck, we're safe. That's all that matters is we are safe.
So it looks like we might be having a
I'll remain
rotation
on.
here.
Oh, thank God. Good, you are
Wait, real
mad.
quick before we go, are we? We're still good, right?
Kicked out now?
No, you're
Chucky.
leaving, by the way.
Chucky.
Hey, Nick,
No.
by the way, you got to
Chucky,
go.
Chucky, are you
Nick-
betting Cody's wish or no?
Honestly, Nick,
I'm riding him, but
honestly, you
I'm not
gotta
betting
you gotta
on
do a
him.
walk
You're not
off
gonna bet
while,
him?
the,
No.
while the camera's still showing.
Thank you guys
gotta
for
do your
having
official-
me.
you
God
gotta-
bless
you gotta
America.
get out of here before-
Giant game in race 10. Remember I said
What's
it.
your MLB picks for the day?
I got the Mariners, the Astros, and it's probably the Padres. That's it.
Okay.
Call me Hair Take Care. 40 and 16 on the year. I'm the best to ever do it.
He is the greatest.
Okie dokie.
Check change 200, or what are we doing?
I'm just happy that he did not just ruin the world.
Get down! Yeah, you're
Holy
sitting
shit.
here.
We're still
You
going.
want me to? No, let me switch.
We're doing-
no,
I'm
gonna get
doing?
this. You gotta go,
I
Chuck.
gotta go. I'm out of here.
Well, he's got to go ride Cody's wish. I mean,
Right,
obviously.
I gotta go reduce a couple pounds.
Get in the heat box, right? The sweat box.
Might cut my left leg off. Oh, you don't need this. Can I bring this over? I'm gonna
Wait,
at that party.
look at the
dude.
height disparity.
Can you sing us
we
a
just look at
song?
the height disparity for a minute?
Yeah.
Can we
I'm
capture
taller
this?
than Ramon Dominguez. I don't know what to do with this.
All right.
Oh, you hand it to
Just
Mr.
put it down.
Troy.
Put it down. Yeah.
Dropping the mic. There you go.
Drop the mic.
Awesome job, brother. That was amazing.
That was a
That
mic
was
drop.
amazing.
We're gonna go look for Nikki Smoke. She's on the loose.
That's
Nikki's-
it.
I'm just happy he
Look-
did not take down this whole company. I apologize for bringing him up.
You guys were generally well behaved. One F-bomb? Come on.
Honestly,
You could do better.
That's a miracle.
I tried.
We could do better.
He's
You have no idea how long it took us to make sure that there was only one.
You know, we have a slight problem that I left my iPad over on that chair.
Oh no. We could probably get it over to you. Get it over to you.
I have my notes on that one, but
Oh
you
my
can
God.
look at it. I don't need my notes. I don't need my notes. I'm
So
a savant.
did anyone hit that race? I missed. Did anyone?
Well, that was a favorite.
168, the 8 won at 3-2. So
Okay.
I
Look
don't know
This
what that
setup. How is this popping up like this?
is, 'cause I'm a professional.
Look at that.
Oh, there's your
here we go.
iPad.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
I'll take the professional.
Oh man.
So we actually normally, you know, we were gonna just bounce and walk around, but we had to stay and watch all the shenanigans.
Oh, it was so
but
good.
it was so good.
It was. Hey, and let me
good.
say,
You guys are a riot.
this
We
We
guy,
only practiced like for 2.5 hours last night.
And you're
Gavin,
like- you're-
you've got enough for a resume tape now.
I said,
Do I? Honestly, that is a compliment.
You really you were good. You
he's
kept the
managing the
conversation
flow,
flowing.
yeah.
100%.
good.
Yeah, I try my best. When
That was
especially,
Gavin.
especially you had the talent, the three I had to be up here.
go
with.
Gavin, it's your birthday. We're going to party.
It is his birthday.
It is.
This
You know what
is
I
your
mean? He's,
Yeah.
he's a year older
I'm-
today, and he's really showing it.
Yeah.
If he was on air yesterday, he would not be as good as he is
level
today.
would have been
you know
dipped
what I
about
mean?
a year. Yeah.
Better at texting yesterday. I was understanding the text
Yeah,
more than the
usually
verbal.
It makes zero sense when I text, especially if I'm spelling it and not talking into the phone.
What about that stuff you're eating for breakfast? You sent me a photo today. What is that?
Listen,
Whoa.
this was introduced
There's
to
some
me from Mr. Troy over there.
Oh, Charles Simon.
Really?
Athletic Greens?
Oh, the Athletic Greens. I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah.
It's really
I made fun of him
Michelle.
for 3
It's really
years.
Michelle.
Is this
I made
some-
fun of him for 3 years about
Gotta
this,
see
and
what
I
he's
started
eating.
drinking it.
Let me show you a picture.
Is
And
this
it is
like
the
superfood?
greatest. Yeah, it's the greatest thing to drink in the morning.
Is it
especially-
kale? Is there kale in
I have
the
no
mix?
clue what it is. but
It's
especially when
everything
you go
your
out-
body needs
To restore itself.
in one little scoop.
Oh.
That's what he's having for breakfast.
Okay, we can't tell you what it is because they don't give us money for sponsorship. But eventually,
Exactly.
if they do, they
Yeah,
want
one
to.
day
no
we'll let
free
you
ads.
know.
No free ads.
But I will tell you, it's the greatest hangover medicine also
it?
before and after. You
I don't
know what a
can
hangover
run a
is.
marathon.
Really?
Yeah.
I had to keep up with Mr. Nicky Smokes last night, so I had about 3 of them this morning.
So you're on Caroline Street. I mean, how awesome. I mean, let's just talk about Saratoga for a minute. For the people watching, especially like in the Silks community or watching, they haven't been here. Like, this is not just a bucket list item. This is the item.
Oh,
You've got
absolutely.
to get here at some point in your life. Ren, you've been here for years.
I say this and no. Okay, I don't want to offend anybody else, but it's hard to not just be truthful and say that Saratoga is my favorite track.
I mean, look.
It's just different. You come here and you just feel like you're basically just immersed in
Yeah.
everything horse racing.
It's like a carnival with gambling
Yeah.
and drinks and horses. It's amazing.
You've got the beautiful backyard here. You have so many different experiences that you can have at one track.
This backyard
Yeah.
is what makes Saratoga.
Yeah, right?
Literally, we have friends. He won't come on air, Brian Beer. I'm just going to throw it out there. But like his family, forever since, literally, he was one of the, when I go back and talk about the Game of Silks and say it came 35 years ago, he was at that table when we used to
Wow.
literally sit there and complain about everything about horse racing. He was literally there, and I bumped into him 3 years ago in the backyard. He won't come here now, but his family has the same table for like 30 years. They
Really?
line up. One person in his family gets the table at 9 in the morning, and then they all roll in after. The carts of beer. That's what Saratoga. This is what Saratoga is so important and so special right here.
I think it gives. I never had the opportunity to go to Hialeah, but hearing stories.
Oh, it's beautiful.
When you were able to go to the track, you were able to go to a bar across the street, go back and forth. Saratoga kind of gives me that same feeling.
Right.
You know, you walk on Broadway in the morning, you see everyone taking a walk, going to coffee, the farmers market with programs. Obviously, ABR put out a couple great videos on where to eat breakfast, and I definitely checked that out. Huge breakfast guy. But that's one thing that I love here. You go to the track during the day, and then everyone from the track is going to be at a bar near, and you're spending the whole day with the same people.
But I love what Troy just said, because he said with programs, because it's so true. This isn't a situation where you're at the track, you leave the track, you go to your dinner, and you're back into the real world, so to speak. This is a horse culture here in Saratoga. So if you're going to the restaurant, you've got the guy at the table next to you saying, "Did you win today? Who do you like tomorrow?"
Well, you see jockeys sitting next to you, trainers.
It's amazing. And then the next morning, you go to the Oklahoma, you watch the works.
Yeah.
Everyone that you saw the night before is sitting there, literally going ahead, reading the program, drinking coffee, looking the works.
And especially Naira gives you a good opportunity if you ever. Here, you could go to the breakfast. If you've never been to morning training, eat a little breakfast, see the horses jog around.
That is special.
The funny story, Troy, we were going on a walk, we passed a couple guys on their porch. We're like, "What's your big pick today?" They were ready to talk our ear off on their picks for the day.
Everyone's got an opinion out here. I mean, in racing generally, but especially here, everyone's got an opinion. You were talking about, coming out here early, trying to get their tables. It's all about breeding in horse racing. You got to breed the best and the fastest kids you can to lock down your table here on Whitney Day and on Traverse Day.
Oh, the videos are hilarious. When the gates open, everybody's rushing with their coolers.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah, people are running.
It is amazing. And then the horsemen are like, they do realize the horses are still on the track. Like, they got to be a little bit quiet right now,
Yeah.
And it's like, listen, this is what the game's about, right?
It's so good.
No doubt. So we are a couple of races into this day, but it's still a massive day. We've got the Whitney coming up at 5:40 right now. And by the way, we're your pregame show, so we encourage you to just settle in, have a drink, chill with us for the next little bit. And then you can actually watch the Whitney Stakes on Fox. You can watch it on the Fox Sports app. But for the next few hours, just chill with us. We're looking at some odds. There's some money to be made right now. Ren, this is a race that got wiped off the turf. Can you explain, because there are a lot of people who haven't seen this before, why did the race come off the turf? How does that impact the way you approach it if you're trying to make money on betting the race?
We had obviously a lot of rain come through yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, they had to cancel the last few races on the card because of it. Mm-hmm. And so, when you move a race from the turf to the main track, you have problems because horses are bred, the thoroughbred horse, for specific types of conditions. So you have horses who are bred to go long, you have horses who are bred to go short, you have horses who are bred for turf, which is the grass, and you have horses who are bred for the main track, which is dirt. And then we can talk about synthetics also. Yeah. But these are the various conditions a horse may have.
This point you're making, I've spoken to so many people over the years. When I tell them, like, well, what do you mean by that? They're like, so there are horses who actually run better on the grass over dirt?
Absolutely.
Like, yes.
and don't forget, not only dirt, but off track, sloppy track, sealed track, soft turf, hard turf. Like, there's so many little variables.
His mother was a mudder.
But it defies logic, right? Like, why? I mean, really? Like
Seinfeld?
Yes.
Are we going to Seinfeld
yes,
now?
We're going to the OTB.
Are we going to Seinfeld right now?
We are. The OTB.
Mother was a mudder.
His mother was a mudder. I mean, but this is the thing, and this is what people don't seem to understand who are kind of new, and this is why it's great to have shows like this where we can help educate.
Yep.
You do have horses, it's one breed, yes, the thoroughbred breed, but they are bred to do specific things, and you can actually even see it in the way in which they are conformed. Their conformation will tell you a lot in regard.
Conformation means like the way they hold themselves, the way they walk?
The way, their frame of their body.
Okay.
So horses who are meant to go long have a longer frame, okay? They're longer coupled. The horses that can sprint are what's called shorter couples, so the distance between the withers and their hindquarters are shorter together. The horses who do grass, they have a longer pastern. You have more give that way to get over the ground, and they have bigger feet. We joke around, we call them plater feet. So these are the different things that you see, and obviously the pedigree will give you a big nod to what the horse should like to do, but oftentimes you also have to look at the horse as well.
I do
also
have
stride length
Yes,
too, right?
absolutely.
Stride length is huge.
Yes.
Quick question, especially for the players in Game of Silks listening, that they are starting to look at yearlings, they're starting to look at horses. Something for you when you're going to sales, or you're looking for, you're looking at the hocks, you're looking at the way they walk, toe in, toe out. What's the best for, new people that are just getting into this and just looking at pedigrees and want to look at horses? Is it maybe staying back at sales, going online? What is?
It's really remarkable because there are so many syndicates now, and it's great that you can syndicate within Game of Silks as well. But there are a lot of people who are willing to bring new people who want to get in ownership under their wing and take a look and sort of shadow them at the sales. There are various things that I look for. I don't have the money to buy the horses I want to buy, but that's part of also.
Some of us do.
No, right? Yeah.
But in Game of Silks, you can.
Yes, you
Absolutely.
can. Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Which is part of the beauty of it. So what you really want to see with a horse is a nice fluid mover. When they walk, they have sort of this understep, and an understep is where the back hoof will go up to where the front hoof had been, basically. And if they can even overstep that stretch, that'll tell you they got a nice range of movement. You want to see a nice loose walk on a horse.
An athlete looks like an athlete.
An athlete looks like an athlete. And it's really remarkable because there will be people who don't even really know conformation. They don't know the subtleties of it, but they can still see what you're talking about, an athlete, because it's sort of that je ne sais quoi, it's that it factor.
Yeah, and it's funny, especially speaking to, bloodstock agents that go to every sale, is even some horses act like they are that guy already, and being able to tell, it's like, if LeBron James stepped on a court, this is what this horse is giving me at the sale.
Yep.
And I just want to go back at, when you said affording, Game of Silks. Muse was just revealed in our game, the $2 million purchase OBS. And I will say, someone reached out to me and said, I'll buy this horse. I reached out to the players and they said, listen, if they want to make an offer, it's going to be a hefty offer. What they were throwing out at me, I couldn't afford that in Game of Silks.
Wow.
So we're starting to get to the point where we're going to see some big purchase prices coming in on the secondary market, and it's going to be fun to watch.
Can I ask you, who is the highest profile horse right now who's currently owned within the game?
Got to be that one, right?
It would be that one right there.
Yeah.
And then if we look a little deeper, American Rascal was revealed, and
he was bought for $5,000 in our game.
$5,000, and I'm pretty sure that if you want to purchase, he's going to be asking for a lot also.
So this is the thing, these horses, once they run a big race, as you touched on earlier in the show, you're able to syndicate. You can buy a share of these horses, and it's logical. So I spoke to an owner the other day who had a horse win opening weekend here at Saratoga, and just like in real life, when your horse wins opening weekend at Saratoga, especially if they're a 2-year-old, everyone's reaching out.
Oh, absolutely.
We want to offer you $800,000. We want to offer you $1.2 million. That's happening now in the game, which is pretty spectacular considering how long you guys have been around for. It's not that long,
Do you remember when the idea was conceived? I'm so sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I do. I happen to.
I would love to hear the genesis of it.
Yeah.
I always say the idea came 35 years ago at the Yonkers Raceway Track Kitchen.
Yonkers!
Again, going ahead and talking about how can we, sitting at this table, make the racing game better, period. Raising purses, going ahead and getting more marketing, advertising, coming together as an industry, because, the biggest complaint is always that every racetrack is an individual ownership where there is we don't root for each other, we root individually, right? So we've always said that. So it started back 35 years ago. 35 years goes by, Gavin, birthday boy right there, starts talking about crypto, talks about NFTs, and this whole new culture. And he keeps on talking and showing me projects, and like every great father tells him to leave me alone. and I don't want to listen to it because I'm into the racehorse business completely now. I don't want to talk about anything else. And a couple of bourbons and a summer night, walking the farm. Someone offered me a nice amount of money for a horse. And I look at the horse and I said, you know what? If I could turn this into an NFT and sell it as an NFT to a group of people that would then have a group of people owning it in the digital world, the real people owning it, who is myself in the real world, and merge these two groups together, this would be really spectacular. And that just kept on going ahead and coming together. The ideas came, and a good friend of mine introduced me to Dan, who went ahead and took a simple idea, and we expanded into the game of silks, and awesome. It was just one of those kind of brain fart ideas that really came.
And sometimes it actually worked.
Yeah, and you know what? The amazing thing is, from day one, the whole idea of the game of silks was always to enhance horse racing.
I think it does, because it really helps bring people in a way in which they can enjoy it straight off the bat as an owner, where in reality, we're talking about the prices of some of these horses. I mean, rumor of $10K paid for a horse on a secondary market.
If you're having $10,000 transactions,
just have it
on the secondary market. I mean, that's
Was it that 2-year-old?
That's amazing.
I think also Alpha Racing might be one of the guys in the syndicate that purchased, not purchased, revealed Muse.
Yeah, with a couple of guys.
Think of Dragon, Chopper, also Magnum, which you guys interviewed the other day, and I think they all put around 5 guys together, and they did a stream. They throw up the stream, they throw up a couple delivery passes, and it's like opening up a pack of cards, and they sit on their computers and all watch and celebrate. And Magnum told me a funny story. They were all watching Dragon screaming for Muse. Comes up. They were silent for 30 seconds.
Oh, my God.
You know? And then they go, Alpha, you were recording, right? And he's like, oh, I forgot. It's like, that's the best thing that could ever happen. So.
Oh, man. And, I'll admit it, I'm into pack breaks and cards and still. If you're into pack breaks, if you're into any of those sorts of sort of gambling reveal things that you could do online, you got to love this, because this is literally you're opening something up and unknown, and it's a race. It could be anything. It could be a $2-3 million.
Did you used to get the baseball card packs, and you get the unknown?
You
don't know.
You
don't know what you got.
So let's do this. I'm gonna offer. You guys can choose between the two of you who needs to go to the bathroom most or take a break. We have our next guest on.
Oh, absolutely. Listen, it's birthday boy, and he's a great representative, so he's on.
Time I can get.
All right,
absolutely.
Troy takes a little break here. He'll be back before the end of the show, so we'll give Troy a break. And we're going to welcome on, actually, one of the part owners of one of the Whitney Stakes runners.
Oh.
How about that?
Yeah.
You weren't expecting that, were you?
I was not. I was not briefed on this.
Yeah. This is a little bit of a surprise. This is Sarah Klein. Sarah, there's your mic right there.
Sarah, microphone for you. You look lovely.
Oh, thank you.
Sarah, meet Gavin.
Hi, Gavin.
Gavin, pleasure
Gavin
to meet.
is with Game of Silks, which we're learning a lot about today. If you have any questions, you feel free to ask. This is Ren, who you know,
Hi, Ren.
right?
Hi, yeah.
Okay. And this is Sarah Klein. Sarah, you're part of something called A Stake in Stardom. So at America's Best Racing, we wanted to bring people from all backgrounds and people specifically from social media with a following, as you sort of have.
Sort of.
Yeah, she's pretty big on the internet. You should look her up. So Sarah Klein, look her up. Tall glass of Klein. Okay, we've established that. So we reach out to Sarah. We're like, look, we want to pair you with an ownership group. We want you to have ownership in a horse. Lo and behold, the freaking horse she gets is a horse running in the Whitney today.
Oh my goodness!
That's just a story. You guys set it up and put the ball on a tee, and she hit a home run.
I know.
She knocked it down.
Come on, Sarah. Tell us about the horse, Giant Game.
Oh man, Giant Game. First of all, I get to meet him today, which is can we just have all of the good things happen in one day? That's what we're hoping for. His first year as a 3-year-old, he wasn't able to race because he was injured.
Look
so
at
I actually
you as a 3-year-old, you're just
Listen,
dropping
okay,
things boom, boom, boom.
I dropped the Cornhusker on Dan yesterday via text, and he was like, "Did you just say the Cornhusker?"
She was such a game effort in the Cornhusker. I'm like, who are you? Who are you?
TikToker? What are you talking about?
What the hell's going on here?
So anyway, I didn't get to see him race at all last year, which was like such a disappointment because we just had our hopes like really high for him. But he's been killing it this year. As I said, he crushed the Cornhusker, which I watched from the comfort of my apartment in New York. But yeah, I'm so excited to like meet him today. And he's like the only speed horse on the field, short field. These are all things I've been told, but now I know them. You know, I like that. So anyway, super excited to see what he does. And the Cornhusker, he like came out the gate and then he just kept the lead the entire time. I would love to see that again.
That'd be nice.
I would love that. Yeah, right? It would be.
And he's 20 to 1. He's 20 to 1, which I think is, I mean, that's morning line. The odds are going to change, obviously, as money comes in. But 20 to 1 in the morning line.
Are you offended? Do you want to like talk to somebody?
Yeah, you think he should be the favorite?
I mean, this is something people could only dream of
right?
when owning a horse.
It's
I've
amazing.
only bought into one horse my whole life, one officially, and he was a 10 claimer. But I will say, still going to the races and being part of a horse is amazing. And to dream about being in this race and just being there, that's what it's all about this game.
Absolutely. The odds can stay where they are. I know what I know. And if nobody else knows it, then that's okay.
And you get to meet him today.
What?
And you get to meet him, give him a little pep talk.
I know. I'm going to give him a little scratch on his nose. Yeah.
Aww.
And this wasn't like, you don't live down the road. You actually came in from the city today, right?
Yeah,
For this
came in
specifically.
from New York today, yes.
Oh,
from New York City, yeah.
So you drove, what, 3.5 hours, 4
Yeah.
hours to get here to watch this race, but you obviously wouldn't miss this because this is
Absolutely.
massive.
I'm like accidentally invested. Like here I am, like with like a minority stake in a racehorse, like invested after 2 years.
I love
it's
it
amazing.
so much.
And we should give a shout out to West Point Thoroughbreds, of
Yes.
course,
Absolutely.
who allowed for all this to happen.
Barry's amazing there at West Point.
Yeah, West Point's amazing. They've been great today. Like they set us up in the clubhouse. We are chilling. It's,
You're
it's
having
great.
fun.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding?
So when was it? When was it that we were here for when I met you first time?
I know. This is
This
it
is
was
the
right
spot.
here.
This
is
was
very
the spot.
special. That was August of 2021. That was the Travers of 2021.
We're just coming out from COVID.
Yeah.
You know, we're like, we're outside. Okay. Oh, hey, people, real people, like touching faces. Is this a real person?
Yeah.
That's her. Okay, cool.
He was like, "How many White Claws do you want?"
Yeah. Like, we've scaled back, obviously, a little.
It might actually be like the perfect matchmaker for syndicates to get owners in their horse.
Well,
you know, the good luck charm guy.
Well, we've done okay. We had a runner in the Derby this year with a couple of our other owners,
Yes,
with Lindsay and
Lindsay.
Ian. They had a horse Jace's rode in the
Yes.
Derby.
Yep.
We're not going to talk about that result because you're going to have a better result today.
Yes.
But they were in the Derby,
Manifesting.
and now you're in the Whitney. If you win this race, this is explosive stuff.
Oh yeah.
This is
Yeah. See you in
explosive.
California. Absolutely. That's what that means.
She's already
She
taking
already
Breeders'
knows.
Cup.
She
She's
already
taking
knows.
Breeders'
I'm
Cup.
like, that's manifesting. That's not bad luck. It's manifesting.
Manifest it all
California.
day. Manifest it all day. All right, Ren.
Yes.
I want you to give an honest assessment of the Whitney because you could talk about the other horses.
Giant Game has speed. Obviously, speed can get away on this track. So I mean, the horse has tremendous potential, coming in off 2 consecutive wins. Of course, I'm not going to go against. But for me, I'm one of these people. I do let the sentimentality of horses and their stories.
You know where she's going with this.
It does get to me. It does absolutely get to me because you listen and you've watched the story and how it's progressed over these seasons. And Cody's Wish, that connection he has with that boy, Cody Dorman, is to me something that is transcendent. It is absolutely, for me, it's something I see as a divine connection.
Yep.
His dad has said something along the lines of, this horse gives Cody the legs he does not have. The idea of this horse not coming through is something my mind cannot accept. It cannot accept it.
What about a dead heat? Can you accept a dead heat?
I can accept a dead heat.
Okay,
there we go.
Giant Game
I
Cody's
can't
Wish dead
accept
heat.
You can
will
root for
say this.
any horse, but if you bet on a different horse, that's a different situation.
Right.
No, and I understand it. I understand it. A lot of people watching, we've got the cynical, the bettors, they're just looking to like enrich the pocket. I get it for sure. But at the same time, for those who are doubting, okay, well, what about the distance? He's going to be going now the 1 1/8. I would say this. He's definitely bred for it. For whatever reason why he hasn't, gone beyond that 1 16th in which he finished that next second. Or no, he went the 1 1/8. I'm sorry. Back on when he debuted. I'm sorry, and he finished 3rd. But that was just the first start of his race.
No one talks about that, right? Sorry.
It was just the first. It was just the first start.
he's-
It was just the first, start of his career.
Yeah.
I think this is a horse who's got a lot of seasoning now, who has that maturity, and I do believe there is something to Cody being here for this horse. So obviously I'm rooting for him. I would be happy for you, of course.
Listen, I get it.
But yeah, I'm a Cody's Wish girl. I am. So I'm not going to try to get cute in any other way in terms of the Whitney.
How about you? I know you did a lot of homework on this, the Whitney specifically. Do you see any way that Cody's Wish loses?
Personally, I'm not even going to say. I didn't even look at this race because it's one of those things. I will say something and he could lose, and then I will not be able to sleep at night.
Yeah.
I say it out loud. But
exactly.
It's the hardest with him, obviously.
It's one of those stories, how you were saying, Ren. A lot of people don't get to see it for firsthand, not being able to be near horses, but it's something about working with horses every day or even being near a horse that gives you some sort of feeling. It is something you can only feel and be a part of. And someone asked me the other day in Game of Silks, is a horse like a dog? And I'm like, you know how much you love your dog. For some reason, where I'm near horses, it's a different feeling. So, and you see it in the story, the video you guys posted the other day, how Cody's Wish comes down and puts his head down immediately.
He knows him.
Cody
knows Cody.
It's
Cody
insane.
knows Cody.
It's unbelievable. We're looking at the horses here for the fourth race. Anyone have opinion on this race? So there's a bunch of scratches.
I mean, the horse I originally liked most, I think, in this race has been scratched. So,
Okay.
I mean, at this point,
No opinion. Well, the 11 is 1 to 5. So if you bet $5, you'll win $6.
I have bet. I am still betting. Maybe I should, But I will say, so like Bee of Courage was going to be my horse, but the horse is out. So I mean, Sell Something. That's a horse that's kind of interesting when you consider. But no, I mean we're off the turf now. So like Sonic Speed. Where are we with the odds on Sonic Speed?
Yeah,
Question.
so here are the odds, live odds here with a minute as they're heading to the gate.
Sonic Speed has been scratched, so we don't even have that. So I didn't even use him. Who did I use? Like, see, this is how my day is going right now.
Are you betting, Sarah?
I am.
I am, but on my horse. No, I am. You know me. I'm a name better. Listen. Name betting is real. It's real. It is not a fallacy. It is a real thing. So obviously, so I think I did Bee of Courage, right?
Yes.
Yes. And then I did Give Me the Money.
But Bee of Courage scratch. So I ended up
Well,
going.
you get that money back, so don't throw out that ticket.
Right.
I ended up using the 4, which is Sell Something.
That's 9 to 1. We'll take that.
I used the 7 Shared Success coming in from the Finger Lakes off a 10 1/4 length victory against State Bred Allowance competition, and I used the 11 Z-Bear, who is your favorite.
1 to 5, yeah. What do you?
And that'll give you nothing. And this horse should wire, I'm guessing.
I personally don't think there's other opportunity, especially being entered for the main track only.
Yeah.
It looks like they knew this would have been a place, especially with the rain, that people are looking forward to. So
Yeah, Z-Bar, should wire this field, I would think. You never know, because this is the thing. They always say, oh, this horse is this, and this is. Horse can stumble out of the gate, and everything you thought was going to happen just
But I will say,
materialize.
as we know, Linda Rice was very hot in the beginning of the week. The past 2 weeks, it's slowing down a little bit.
26%.
26% is pretty insane.
26%, and she's got a 17% here at Saratoga. Rider Lascano aboard. I mean, the horse likes the track. Got the lead last out here at Saratoga in that State Bred Allowance. So we'll see.
Sarah, you were going to say something?
No, I'm wondering about the little bit of rain that we had earlier, and now that we're off the turf, like, does that affect? This is a question for the panel. Does that affect like how certain horses run? Or are they all just kind of like used to like running in mud versus dirt, etc.?
So,
well,
yeah, go ahead. You go first.
The track's dried out by this point. I think we're listed as fast at this point. But I will say there is a huge disparity between when turf horses are taken off and now they have to run on dirt because they're not a different breed, but they might as well be a different breed.
So Ren,
I'm a different breed when it rains. That's why I asked.
Is there correlation usually in the parents of the horse, the sire and dam, of why they like turf and why they like dirt?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely, because when you're breeding and you're then reinforcing certain conformation traits that are better suited for turf or better suited for dirt. And let's see, you got the lead. You got the lead out of the gate, Z-Bar, or Z-Bear.
Oh, yeah, the 7's got the lead.
Oh, no, 7 got the lead. Oh, Z-Bear's right there, drop back. You look like you broke sharp.
As we're watching this race, it doesn't seem like we're overly invested in this race.
When it comes off, it's hard to be, right? And you have a 1 to 5 favorite?
I do want to say, though, like to Sarah's question, this track in particular has been very heavy and very tiring. So horses with better conditioning tend to run better. How do you know if they have better conditioning? Where have they been running? What have they been running at? There are horses like Charge It, for example, I think, who ran 1.25 miles last out. 1.25 miles now cutting back to 1.125 miles. Just that little cutback in distance might put him in better position to be a little stronger at the end. So I kind of like Charge It a little bit, but it's all about how that first the quarter mile goes in the race with you guys. If you guys get to the lead, God only knows how long you could stay there. If Charge It goes to the lead, you guys are battling, that ain't going to be good for either one of you.
Right.
So that's the way that goes. So Z-Bear now is on the lead, but it looked like the jockey's asking him for more.
Well, because he put in a lot. He
be a little bit of a fight here.
He might have got hooked and cooked with the shared success. He might lose very well.
It's a little wobbly.
He doesn't look like a 1-5. I'll say that. I mean, he may still win, but not like a 1-5 should win.
Usually when a horse takes that,
All right, he's fine. He's home.
He's got plenty now.
He's home.
He knows what he's doing.
but yeah, to your point of what you're saying, again, like going back to certain things, horses who get over the turf better have bigger hooves.
Yep.
And it's a disadvantage for them when they're on the dirt then. So that's why when we have a race taken off the turf, it gets a little more difficult. But you'll have horses who obviously have breeding where you see both both traits where they could maybe be good at anything.
I will give a funny story. Troy, my dad, I think it was last week, another day it was raining, he says, this horse, maiden race, is bred for the mud. If there's any horse in this race, this horse is going to win.
Oh, yeah.
And he's all day, right? And the horse wins by maybe 5. And I go, what did you have on it? It's like, I left it in a pick 3, but I didn't bet him to win. It's probably a pick you have maybe 3 times a year, at 16, 17 to 1.
I like anything with Seattle Slew, anything with AP Indy. AP Indy is the son of
bets
Seattle
you have
Slew.
in your foot. Did you see that? You had like $8,000 worth of bets.
Yeah, we're alive, so it's all good.
So we're going to let Sarah get back to her day.
Sarah. Thank you, Sarah.
Thank you very
Thank
much.
you guys so
Let's
much.
go Giant Game.
Woo, let's go.
Let's go. Come on. We're going to bring in another guest. Sarah, get this.
What do I say? Right here. Hi, guys. It's my birthday, too.
Oh, multiple birthdays. All right.
What's up, everybody?
All right. Veronica, come in.
Happy birthday.
You got to fight one of these two for a spot. I don't know.
No, I'm
I'm
jumping
Ren.
up.
This
I'm
is
jumping
Dan.
up.
All right, come on.
This is Gavin. It's his birthday also.
Gavin, get back to your birthday.
It's his
We're
birthday
having a
also.
birthday celebration
Yeah, you got to be here for the birthday. Ren, you want this or you want me to stay in?
I'm gonna go get our special guest.
All right, go do it.
together.
We're gonna
Veronica will
have
take
fun.
your seat. All right.
Sure.
This is so well planned.
A little segment here we have.
Hello. How is everyone today at the beautiful Saratoga Springs racetrack?
So you guys have been not prepared at all.
Mic, this
It's
is
a
a fake
real
mic.
mic. And actually, it's a singer's mic. It's
No,
a
it's not.
karaoke mic.
You guys can't hear me.
Come on. So
Nick,
you orchestrated this. What the heck's going on?
All right,
And real
can
quick.
I tell the story?
No, hold on. This is the beauty of Saratoga because I only know where this story is going.
All right.
You're walking around on the backyard.
We're in the backstage. I'm a front stage
Backstage.
guy. And my friend Chuck's like, yo, they're having a birthday party over there. I love birthday parties. I love cake. I love drinks. There's a lot of good-looking women over there. So we're like, all right, we'll go over there, check it out. Turns out today's her birthday. It's your birthday.
Share the day of birth. How crazy is that? We're both here today and we're born.
It's my brother's birthday too. Shout out.
Oh, look.
Everyone's birthday.
So I think it's only right that you two bet the same horse together.
You tell me what horse it is and we'll play it. You tell me.
I come here for the names. What's the best name on the
You have an
roster?
expert here, by the way, who we haven't even met yet. That's Veronica.
Yeah, let's
What should they bet?
For Cody's Wish.
Cody's Wish.
Cody's Wish is gonna win.
Cody's Wish.
You want the favorite? You want Cody's Wish?
I will take that.
He's winning.
Okay, no question. So tell them what you do with horse racing.
I work at Woodbine Racetrack,
cool.
so in Toronto.
Nice.
I drove here last night.
Amazing.
I work for Mark Cassie. I'm a swing groom.
Amazing.
I've worked for him for 3 years now.
So she works with the horses
Okay.
for one of the best trainers in the world.
Superb.
And so she's been up close to a lot of good horses. You could tell you. All
Yeah.
right.
You know what to do.
So do you know who Cody's Wish is?
Yes.
Oh, you do?
I'm from here, born and raised.
Ah, okay. So you got that. But you also know Cody's Wish is going to be a favorite, so you're not going to make a lot of money.
Yeah.
But for a birthday bet, can you give them a long shot? Do you have one?
I don't.
Let's ask. Do you
I
know
haven't
another horse
picked a
racing
long
today?
shot. Yes, but Cody Wish is just my favorite. I haven't studied it too hard, but
Study too hard.
I guess working for a stable as big as over there at Woodbine. How is that day-to-day operations? Having that many horses working.
It's very busy. Obviously, got a lot of horses, but a lot of good staff. Mark has a lot of good people working for him, so I find it goes very smoothly. It's really exciting. Mark does have a lot of nice horses, so it's great to work with that caliber of horses.
A lot of people don't know, horsemen and horsewomen. It's waking up at 4 a.m. 7 days a
4
week, every day.
I wish. I wish. I wake up at 2:30 a.m. every day.
See, my apologies.
You gave her the look like that's when I go to bed.
Yeah.
I wish.
It's true.
I get to the barn at 3 a.m.
Our
every
buddy
day.
Nicky Smokes, he actually used to live in Miami. He used to go out at 3 a.m. That's when he was leaving his house.
That's the way to do it.
I mean, I still go out sometimes and just go straight to work.
Out all night.
Just go straight to work.
Do you envy the fact that she said she's basically staying up all night?
Yes.
Yeah.
If I do that, I feel like I'm dying.
Oh yeah, it's to the point where if you go out for a long dinner, you might be just rolling into the next day.
I did that last weekend when was it last weekend you were at Woodbine?
Yeah,
I couldn't remember. They wanted me to come on, and I wanted to, and I just felt awful because the night before I went straight to work. My Uber dropped me off at home at 2:30. I got changed, brushed my teeth. I went straight to work.
I was the same makeup from the night before.
Yep,
Yep,
didn't wash
I
my
know.
face, straight to the bar.
You got to go. Roll through
Well,
the next day.
it's funny. She didn't tell me that. She's like, I don't feel that great.
Well,
I was like,
didn't
all right.
feel great. I wasn't lying.
She left out the details of what happened. So, real quick here, tell us a little bit more about yourself. Like we've got you on here. We didn't expect you to be here.
This isn't about me. This isn't about me.
First of all, is this the best birthday present ever, being on ABR today during the Whitney?
Yeah, dude, this is awesome. I'm from here, and it's my 30th birthday, and we're just getting lit.
Young.
I'm getting lit, and that's about it. And there's
Yeah.
a bunch of friends and family here, and we're just out trying to bet on some ponies and get drunk. That's about all I have.
Let me ask you a question. So we want to bring this sport to the masses, right? We want everyone to love horse racing. If they haven't experienced it, what would you tell them? Like, hey, this is why you need to be here.
I just think Saratoga is like a place like no other. I grew up here. I teach here. Oh, I can't say that. I am a person that is paid by the city of Saratoga, and I just
Also
think
a Leo, I've heard.
I'm also a Leo. This is not a rim like. And I've had such great experiences at the track. I mean, you can come with a friend, you can come with 25 people, you can come with 45 people. You bring your own beer, you bring your own food, you get as you want. You can go up to the gate, you can pay a bunch of money, you can go into the clubhouse, you can get a seat, you can get a table, you can do whatever you want.
Yep.
You can get as bougie as you want, you can get as low key as you want, and everyone has fun. Everyone has fun.
Craziest shit you ever saw out here?
The craziest stuff I've ever saw at the track? I don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot of weird stuff that goes out of the track. I don't know. I don't really know.
The real question, over under, how many drinks will you have today?
I'm turning 30. I'm hoping I have about 60. Double up.
Yep.
Double up, double down. Let's go.
Make it 100.
Make it 300, honestly.
300.
Let's
All right.
go.
We're going to... Oh, that's
Yes,
a
that's
birthday
right.
shot.
Yeah.
Birthday
You're being
shots.
summoned away. All right, so there you go. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Awesome.
It was an honor. Honestly, sharing a birthday with you is the best thing I could ever ask
Troy,
for.
you've missed out on some good stuff here.
I didn't miss it at all. Literally, it was on Caroline Street. They started talking about it. They said, "Who's this girl that's a birthday party?" It was awesome.
Troy, meet Veronica. She works for Mark Cassie.
Oh, very nice.
And so...
She wakes up earlier than you, so she's theoretically a harder worker. So
Really?
just know.
Wow.
Come on.
Theoretically, he says.
I happened to see you riding horses, believe it or not, at Palmetto's. Were
That's
you there?
wild.
No, I don't ride.
Oh, you don't ride?
Must be another person who looks like me.
Oh, okay.
All right. Well,
Hey, listen, you work for Mark Cassie, it's all right.
yeah. So, we wanted to get you on. Your background's interesting. You've only been in the sport officially for 6 years? You're 24 now?
Yeah, I think it was 2017 or 2018 that I started.
Uh-huh. How did you get interested in all this, making this your life? You were 18. You weren't even involved at all. You weren't following it. How did you get,
Yeah, so I wasn't involved at all. Actually, one day my mom just asked me if I wanted to go to the racetrack, 'cause my mom likes to go to the casino here and there. And my dad works by Woodbine. So, yeah, we went to Woodbine, and then I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then my stepfather, he knew a trainer, Alan Desrusso, who trains at Woodbine, and I went and met him that night, and then he took me to the racetrack the next day. And I've never left.
What was it about what you experienced? Or you're like, oh, I want to keep doing this?
I don't really know. Like, I grew up with horses my whole life. Like, I've rode. I don't know. It was really cool. Like, it's something I'd never experienced before, and I was like, I would like to learn more.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, then I got to go, and then I never left. I tried sometimes. Tried to leave, but always ended up back at Woodbine.
You're sucked in. You're here for good.
When King's Cup's coming up, right?
King's Plate, couple of weeks.
King's Plate, yeah.
Was the Queen's Plate. R.I.P. so now we're at the King's Plate. Have you heard of Game of Silks?
No, actually.
Okay, guys, take it
All right,
away.
You're off the show. What a commercial.
Thank you for joining us.
So these
Really
guys.
nice meeting you.
He is the founder of something called Game of Silks.
Oh, do I have to like guess the silks?
No.
Okay.
It's even. It's,
So I was like, I'm
it's-
gonna lose.
This is good stuff because like if you don't have
We're
money,
going to ask you questions right now.
Oh, great.
if you don't have money to buy horses, but you want to get a stake
I
in
am
the
poor.
game.
I am poor.
Well then, Troy, Gavin, who wants to do the explanation here?
Try, take it away here.
You want me to take it? So what we do, you know fantasy sports?
A little, not much, but a
So
little.
we turned horse racing into fantasy sports. So what we did is every horse that was born in 2021, so
Yeah.
all the 2-year-olds that are racing now, that's what's called a digital asset. And every time that horse races, the owner of that horse in our game gets 1% of what the horse makes in the real
that's cool.
world. It's really simple. And as far as you want to take it into the metaverse and 3D digital, really cool things that we do, but in simplicity, it's whatever the real live horse does in the real world, you get 1% in our world. So for someone like yourself that knows some really cool yearlings and 2-year-olds that are coming up in the races, you happen to have an advantage of looking for them in our game, and you can buy them. You know, in our world, the horses right now are about $1,000 each, and you get, again, 1% in the real world.
Nice of you to think I have $1,000.
I'm not saying you don't. I'm not saying you do. But if you work for Mark Cassie, you definitely do. Because he is the most giving person in the whole world.
I don't save my money very well.
Oh, okay, I got
Save my
you.
money very
What do you buy?
No comment.
I like that. Do you collect anything else? Like, do you collect? I don't know, anything that has like I don't know, like
Pokemon cards.
Not value, but have you seen my collection of racing hats? Have you
the
seen
racing hats.
Oh,
that's cool.
I came back from Australia with a carry-on, just a carry-on of hats.
That's awesome.
I will say I have one of the best hat games
Do you?
in
Ridiculous.
the world. I'll show you guys some pictures. Every derby,
Yeah.
I'm a hat guy.
I didn't know that. I'm a hat. I'm obviously a hat guy.
I have so many.
You have very nice hats, by the way.
I've got a lot of hats. This is Christine A. Moore collection. Christine and Blake. So.
If you come to the barn, you will not see me without a hat on my head.
Really? I didn't know you were a hat person.
I am a hat person.
That's
That's
awesome.
right there. That's called hat game.
That's great. That is amazing.
That one right there
Oh,
matches
I wish
the
we
suit
had
every
these
time.
photos to show on
10 out of
screen.
10.
So good. So good.
I don't really collect anything else, just hats. And every time, if I go back, I don't live at home, but if I go back to my parents' house, my mom curses me. Because I come home with more hats. Like in my bedroom at my parents' house, it's just like hats. Like I went home, they were all covered in dust because I hadn't been home in a year, right?
Yeah, I mean, and going to Australia, like, what was that like? I mean, that had to have been.
It was,
Yeah,
yes,
hot, yeah.
it is.
They have kangaroos.
I didn't know that you spent time there.
No, matter of fact, I went to New Zealand.
New Zealand, yeah, it was close enough.
But I want to go to Australia.
So she
So I
spent-
studied it.
Oh,
And,
did you?
Yeah. Now, are you from Australia?
No, but I just spent a year there. 11
So
months.
my understanding is that people from New Zealand
Kiwis.
do not vacation at Australia, but people from Australia vacation in New Zealand.
Oh.
So
By the way,
place
disclaimer,
really to
you
go
probably
is to
learned
New
this on
Zealand.
TikTok.
But New
So
Zealand,
if anything's
New
wrong,
Zealand is cold. It's not as hot as Australia.
That is true.
If you want hot and really nice beaches, Australia is where to go.
I guess that's it. But if you want to do mountain
Yeah, go to
hiking
New Zealand.
and seeing beautiful scenery, it's New Zealand. And much better wine also in New Zealand.
I'm not really a
than-
wine drinker, so I can't say.
So what is this that you're drinking right here? Simply
I don't know,
Spiked.
something. I think it's
I
vodka.
mean, you said you
Yes.
spend all your money on that guy. You should be an expert
well,
on
not
it.
on this necessarily, just alcoholic beverages.
What is your drink of choice?
Anything with vodka in it.
Okay, all right.
go.
Is that sort of like supposed to be like a vodka drink?
Yeah, it's just spiked. It literally just tastes like juice, which don't know if it's good or bad.
It looks pretty. Have you guys noticed people giving out kiwis here?
I would tell you this.
The last time I was here, they were trying to give me kiwi. I'm like, do
tastes
I
like
look?
a pear. It's not a normal kiwi, and they're delicious.
Honestly,
Really?
it's one of the best kiwis I've ever eaten.
Why are they giving out? What's happening? Why are they giving out kiwis all of a sudden?
I enjoy it.
I have
a
no
little weird.
idea, but they're good.
You're not asking any questions. You're like, I'm
They're good.
taking it.
They're
We
good.
were literally yesterday in the 1863 club, and we're cutting the kiwi on a plate. That's how much we love these things.
So wait, here we have. Let's see someone buy a Game of Silk starter pack. What does a starter pack include?
Yeah, so the starter pack comes with your avatar, which is your silks, and then also comes with the delivery pass. The delivery pass gives you the opportunity to go through the card opening experience and reveal a horse. Okay. And that's our man Dragon throwing that in there again.
Nice.
So basically, if you're new to the game and you want to get started, I would say your best option is going straight to the starter pack because you're getting best of both worlds in there.
Okay.
And then from there, if you're joining and you know how to use Discord, I would say jump in the Discord. Our community is great, as we talked earlier, is that they'll go in there and help you set up, and everyone will come and attack you. Hey, this is what to do, this next. But if you're not familiar with Discord, I would say just go to the website, open a support ticket, and that's usually our community manager, Ben, which won the race earlier.
That's awesome.
He'll respond. He'll get you set up. If we need to do a white glove service to jump on a call with you and walk you through, we're there for anyone new to this kind of technology.
That's awesome. Are you on Discord?
I don't even know what that is. I'm so sorry.
How do you get to Discord?
Yeah.
Discord, you can go to our website, silks.io, and you'll see the little Discord. Click that. Also scroll down a little bit on the webpage, join now. And even if you want to get on Discord, email us and we'll set you up on Discord also.
That's awesome. That's really
anything you need, we're there.
Like somebody like you, like it's funny, like I mean you work so much that you like really just you don't even have time for any social media.
I live at
right?
the barn.
You live at the barn.
There.
But this is the sort of thing where I don't think it takes the learning curve isn't that great. I mean you could pretty much learn this in a day. My brother, who's in his mid-20s, it's his birthday today. Jackie, happy birthday again.
Hey, happy birthday, Jackie.
Right?
Listen.
A lot of birthdays. He told me about this. I mean, it's super simple. Like, you just go on Discord. It's not like, it's like starting your Twitter account or whatever, or your X account, excuse me.
I'm sorry, that is so stupid. I haven't updated the app yet, and I refuse to.
I missed that bird.
It's so, look at, where's my phone?
I missed that bird more than anything, and I hate how it doesn't say retweet and it says repost.
Repost now.
I hate it.
That's disgusting.
I didn't even notice that.
Look at.
Do you have the X or the bird still?
I got the X. I did it automatically,
Look
though.
at.
I didn't have to
I
do
know
it.
you can't see, but it's
You
still
do
the
have the bird.
bird.
I haven't seen the bird on anyone's phone lately.
Look at that.
Look at you.
Someone showed me
So
the
you're
other
just
day. and
Not
they're
going to update the phone.
You
You're gonna
paid
just
your
go
bill
with-
on your phone yet?
Actually, you don't want to know how much my phone bill is right now.
Oh, no.
So that's a good possibility.
Is
You
that
might
from
be
all
like,
the travel?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'm still paying for an Australia account as well.
Oh God.
I'm still holding on to dear life on my phone bill right there.
That's me. Yeah. Just praying. It goes away.
Well,
If anyone wants to pay it, let me know.
We could. Yeah. We'll
If
get
anyone
you
wants
in
to
touch
pay
with
it,
her.
she
Let-
has
let
a Venmo account number 6743221.
Let me know.
All right, Veronica, thank you for spending a few minutes with us. We're going to let you get back. It
Are we
was
bringing
awesome
Chuck
to connect
Simon
with you
back
both.
on?
So we're going to bring in these two here. This is Team Cody's Wish. I may step
you
out,
got
let
it.
Ren do
Go
it
Cody's
as well.
Wish.
If Chuck
No,
wants it-
no. You
Well,
stay,
since
you
Chuck's
stay-
riding
you
Cody's
stay
Wish.
on and we'll go off. Let Gavin. Cody's Wish is a little special. I think
Stay on for this.
that story is
All
just
right.
absolutely amazing.
You two are going off?
Oh, yeah,
right,
absolutely.
We'll make sure my
I'll peace
sunglasses
out.
stay on for this whole.
Oh, thank you for spending time with us.
Great.
Awesome. We'll see you soon, hopefully.
Yes. Just
All right.
let me know where you are. I'll
All right.
probably be there somewhere. Okay.
Awesome.
Thanks, guys.
Pleasure meeting you.
All right, so we'll see them soon. Right now, we have a couple of new guests joining the set. As you take a look at the backyard at Saratoga, look at that shot. I mean, how amazing! I mean, this place is just spectacular.
I'm going to say the Twitter meme everyone does when there's a big crowd at the track. Racing isn't dead.
Yeah, no, I mean, not even close. I mean, this is absolutely. Oh, is it Troy's? Oh, here he is.
Come on in,
in.
Michael. Oh, I have your mic.
So we are counting down the minutes really to the Whitney Stakes. It's about 2:33 here on the East Coast. The Whitney is at 5:40. So 3 hours before the race, we have a pretty significant guest with a pretty substantial connection to one of the main runners. Ren, I'll let you do the introduction since you set this all up.
I mean, this is Michael Banahan. You want to say the long name, the long version of Darley? I could, Darley Starley, like Joe DeBell.
Yeah, it's too long.
It's too long.
Just Godolphin.
Okay, well, do you want to give our viewers basically like an inside track of what you do?
Yeah, so I'm the director of bloodstock for Godolphin. So I oversee foals, yearlings, mares, stallions, racehorses, and all the bloodstock kind of it. So that's my job.
Yeah, it's just a small job.
yeah.
Just a small job. But you have a big day coming up. Not only do you have Cody's Wish in the Whitney, but you also have Pretty Mischievous going to go in the test. And then we have also Remuda going against Caravel in the Troy Stakes. So how are you feeling about today? And then we'll get more in depth with Cody.
Well, we're excited about today. I think that's the best word to use. Some people say, are you nervous or whatever? Obviously, there's a little bit of being anxious about it, and you get a horse on like Cody's Wish on a record of a run like he's been on. You're always afraid that you might end up getting beaten somewhere along the line, but he's doing so well. We know it's the graveyard of favourites up here at Saratoga, but he's doing exceptionally well. He's come into the race in great form. We know we're stretching out. We'll have to see if he can get a mile and an eighth. But everything that he showed us, the professionalism of him this year, he's just improved year on year, race on race, and so we're cautiously optimistic that he's going to get the mile and an eighth okay today.
Well, he's definitely bred for it, right? I mean, with the pedigrees there.
He's bred for it. He's a curling colt out of a tappet mare, screams distance.
Yes.
But we look what's in front of us, and he's a fast horse. He's a one-turn specialist at the moment. We know he's very good at doing that, and we'll just see if we can stretch him out and do something a little bit different as well. So we're cautiously optimistic that we're going to be able to do that, and I think just hope that it doesn't turn into a tactical affair, and we get a little bit of pace in there to run at, and I think we'll be okay.
You think there is pace in the race?
Well,
Giant Game.
Yeah,
Giant
Game, Charge It. There's a little bit of speed in there, but they're probably hoping that they're going to go out there and get an easy lead, no one pressurising them. So, not a concern or whatever, but obviously our horse is going to get to a little bit of an easier pace in this race. And I know he's fine doing it at a sprinting sort of speed, going 7/8 on a mile. Will he relax well enough going a little bit slower? So that's I hope he will. He looks like he will.
Yeah.
Junior Alvarado has a great record with him, knows him very well. We got an ideal draw on the outside where he can survey the opposition and see what's going to happen. But that's the style of racing. He's not a great horse at the gate, so I'm sure he'll come out. He'll be last, cruising around there, and we hope if he's just stay just off the horses and come around the home turn, he can kick into gear.
Well, I mean, what is the pressure like? Because for me, there is no better story in racing right now in 2023 than Cody's Wish and Cody Dorman.
Yeah.
I was talking about this earlier, and his dad had said something along the lines of before that this horse gives Cody the legs he does not have, and how that can't reduce somebody to tears. I don't know. I mean, so what has that been like for you and for the operation itself?
Look, it's been a tremendous story, and we're so grateful that we're a small part of it. It just sort of magically grew out of one day with that Make-A-Wish day that I had at Keeneland, and really through COVID, where Cody got a bit depressed, like everyone, but like we were in a lot better shape, obviously. But if you're non-verbal and you're stuck in a wheelchair and that, we don't know the depths of despair that someone like that can go into. And so, all the little things that have lined up along the way, that the horse is still in Kentucky when they needed to see him. And his mother always said from that visit that day, Cody was a different child. And, where he didn't act professionally enough to break his maiden up here in New York for 3 starts, ends up having to go to Kentucky to get his win. The family could be there. All those things that just lined up with him to get there, for them to see him win. And I think if that horse only broke his maiden at Churchill that day,
that would have been enough.
That was a win-win situation for the family. And for him to continue doing what he's doing.
Champion.
And to have the Breeders' Cup at Keeneland last year where they could be there. It's a story that couldn't be written. If it was written in Hollywood, they'd throw it in the trash can and say, we can't believe this stuff.
It was meant to be for him to break his maiden that day.
I think so, yeah. And wasn't when he was up here, which obviously he's a talented horse, but you still have to be able to put it all together to be able to win some races. And he just got more professional with every race that he had after that. And then he just sort of took off and got better with each race that he ran. And even this year, like his races last year, he's winning by half lengths, necks and stuff like that. Whereas now,
dominance.
He's putting a bit of distance between them. And I think he's just a typical Bill Mott horse.
Yeah.
He's getting better with age.
Like fine wine.
Yeah, he's getting, and he's getting to a big, mature 5-year-old horse. And unfortunately, we don't see enough horses to get to that age that we know how good they can be. So it's the game of economics, and we understand it. And we're just so fortunate that the way everything lined up last year with Life is Good and Flightline retiring, Olympiad retiring, and we looked up and we said, you know, let's run this horse another year. There's a lot of races out there that we might be able to win with him. The Met Mile being the one that we were really looking for at the time after the Breeders' Cup. And just a great opportunity. And then he's come back bigger, stronger and better and is turning into America's horse.
Keep pushing it. You got to keep going.
It's been fantastic. And those little things that have guided us down to get him to where he's still in training today, we have to be grateful for that.
Well, we've got Ren sort of in tears right now. I'll jump in. I'll jump in for a quick moment, and I'll just say that this man right here is celebrating a birthday today.
Happy birthday!
Thank you.
But he's also conflicted, right? He knows his heart is telling him, "I want Cody's Wish to win," but he's also a gambler. Right? You can't make any money on Cody's Wish. Would you fault anybody for betting against Cody's Wish today?
I would. I actually still have the ticket I bet on Cody's Wish at Keelan. I still have that.
That was
ticket.
the day to bet on him.
Yep.
And here last year in the Forego. So if you missed out on those two, you're not going to get much in the way of odds. So sorry about your luck. But at the same time, I wouldn't blame anyone from a gambling perspective. But I can guarantee you, everyone that has a ticket in their hand, no matter how much it's for, if he's coming down to the line today in front, they'll still be cheering for him.
Yeah, no doubt. And that's the coolest thing to see. Like at a racetrack, unlike anywhere else, if you lose a bet on a basketball game or a football game, you are never thinking in your mind, I'm going to stand up and cheer for the other team.
No.
When you see a horse like Cody's Wish coming down the stretch, you're like, oh, let me throw my ticket in the air. This lost.
Happily to do that, yeah.
And I mean, you even touched on it a little earlier. Like horses are, we see horses retiring a little early, 3-4-year-olds. Seeing an older horse with a great story run a little longer is, for me, is a great thing for the game, the sport of horse racing and what's going on. It's bigger than what it is.
For sure, and we're so lucky, I think, for where we are at the moment with all the negative press that horse racing is getting. You look at the crowd in here today, and you wouldn't believe it when you walk into Saratoga. But to have a story like that, to uplift everyone and try and embrace that with the people that want to be negative about horse racing, and there's plenty of them out there, but I think it's people that don't know about horse racing.
Absolutely.
And they just want to jump in there. No one actually reads a newspaper or online. They look at the headlines and they make up their opinion on a headline. And we know how they are on social media. It's bang in there, and they say, "Where'd you get your news from?" Wow.
Yeah.
That's where we are at the moment.
Yeah.
So people, I don't think know enough about what horses do. We go down to some of the rehoming that some of horses as well, their second careers that they have. We go down and see what they do for veterans when they come back from wars, and how they make them human again and humanize them again.
Yep.
All those type of things that these horses do, and some top race horses as well. And if people would see that and see the care that they get as well, down in the backside, like these grooms that look after some of these horses, they're family to them, and it is a special connection that they have. And lots of people, they just don't see that, and they haven't been exposed to it. And probably we don't do a great job of showcasing that as well.
I didn't grow up around horses myself. If you would have told me that a horse had ability to help a military veteran dealing with PTSD, or could recognize a child with a debilitating disease and go up and put his head down on his lap, I would have said there's no way. That's BS. There's no way.
Yeah.
But when you see it, I mean, you believe it.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. It is absolutely
I think
incredible.
to get a connection with this large animal.
Yep.
that has this extra sensory capability of knowing when someone's in a bit of trouble, or they're not going to be able to defend themselves, or whatever it is, or mentally they're unsure of where they're meant to be and what they're doing, and they're gentle with those people. And it's hard to remark how that connection comes to with a horse doing that, you know, but it's definitely something there. We see it day in, day out as well.
I have the day I really fell in love with horses, we had a filly, and she, in the morning, she loved laying down and eating, you know, and for a 2-year-old horse to be able to lay down with her, you know, that was the day I was like, I don't think there's anything, other animals or any other sport I want to be more involved in.
Yeah.
And it was that connection.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I know there's amazing connections with the horses, and we just need to be able to showcase that as well as we can, and, you know, hopefully we can get a big result today.
I am so hoping. You don't even.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I'm probably more nervous than you are.
Well, you know, someone asked me, was I nervous today? And I have been nervous in the past, but I'm excited as well. And I think, you know, I was talking to Lee Einsendler this morning, and he said, you don't be nervous. You're nervous when you can't get a paycheck and you have 2 kids at home and a wife to feed as well. So that's when you get nervous. Said, I get excited when my horses are running. And he'd Casa Creedle a couple of weeks ago, going to run back at the 4-star Dave, another Bill Mott trainee that is an aged horse as well, still delivering. And he's dead right. We should be excited about today. And
I love that.
it's not life and death. And we hope he wins. And we feel that he's in a great position to do that. And as our other horses that were running today as well. And, you know, for Pretty Mischievous, our Oaks Acorn winning filly coming in on a 2-way race grade 1 win streak coming into test. And people are keep on asking, why are you dropping her down in distance? And he said, we think she's so much pace she can do it.
Yes.
And she'll even maybe be better doing that. Now, we could be wrong, but we have that feeling that this is what she wants to do. She's made the lead easy in the Oaks, easy in the Acorn, and nearly got ran down. And we think that she needs some more competition. Now, we might fool ourselves after the race.
You won't know. Yeah, you won't know until you do it.
But we're pretty happy with her. She's training well.
Tyler is.
Looks great. Tyler is very happy with her.
Yes.
Collectively, we all we're coming up with the same thought process. I'm not saying that we don't plan to stretch her back out again, but we think this will be a good test for her today in the test.
Yeah.
And,
That's why I thought was funny.
Yeah, we're hoping, you know, maybe we can secure a 3-year-old championship today, maybe if we can get another win. You know?
I think you're securing a lot today.
Yeah.
Let's do this. We know you got a lot to do and places to be, so we're going to let you go. As we send you off, we're going to actually play a video on Cody's Wish. Did you want to say something before we got to this video?
Oh, no, I'm just saying, like, I'm so thankful, Michael, for your time. You have no idea. He's he's been very generous with his time, his insight, and I can't thank him enough.
Yeah, no, thank you for being here with us.
Yeah, no, glad to be here, glad to make time, and glad to be able to share the story of Cody's Wish with anyone, and know that we have a fantastic story with the Tordjman family, but also with an unbelievably talented racehorse as well.
Definitely.
A pleasure sitting down with you today.
Well, for those who don't know the story, have a watch.
It was magical beyond words. I mean, you couldn't dream this up. You know, I know people said fairy tale around the story, but that's what it is. You know, and just so many people coming up to us and telling us how much it's impacted them, and kind of some of them changed their lives and what it means to them. And you know, there's been a lot of kids that's went through a lot of stuff like Cody's been through. And their families have told us what it's meant to them and how it's inspired them and stuff.
When you see what started happening there between Cody Wish, the horse, and Cody Tordjman, you know, it's just an unbelievable bond that they have. Like at the beginning, you know, to be honest, I wasn't sure if it, you know, what was happening, and then, you know, the more you get to see it, the more, you know, amazed you are by, you know, how great they get along together.
You know, I know what it does for Cody. You know, we've seen him go through so much. You know, the surgeries, everything. You know, he's been through 20 lifetimes of adversity, but you know, he's never quit. He's never give up. You know, when he was a baby going through his first few surgeries, you seen that fight in him then. And you know, I always told my wife, I said, two words I don't want him to ever know is the words can't and quit.
What a day. What a day here at Saratoga. Whitney Stakes Day. We just had Michael Bannon tell us the story of Cody's Wish. And now we have a new guest stepping in who, when you talk about stories and storytelling, someone who's been sort of taken by the stories of horse racing, Lindsay Czarniak. Lindsay, thank you for taking a few minutes with us.
You're so welcome.
And you've heard the Cody's Wish story now. You've obviously you were at a front row seat to the Flightline story.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. So my son has become a huge Cody's Wish fan because he bet on Cody's Wish at Belmont for the race that Cody's Wish ran, and that's become a whole thing. And the story, oh my God, so incredible. My children right now are gambling their little brains out. I don't know what happened, but this morning my son
booking their action.
Oh, we don't talk about that.
Who's watching them?
No, we can't. No, you're right. Wait, can we guess?
Naira bets.
They do have adults. They have
They're
adults.
18.
Right, and they have adults with them, so they're not, But
My parents booked mine.
My dad brought me to a trotter track probably starting at 14 years old. So.
Really? Okay, good. Well, they're like obsessed.
I love it.
So it's really fun. But this is this is a turning point. Today's a turning point for us because they were both like, we're so excited to go see the races, and I was like, wait, say that again. That's awesome.
Love that.
And they've
First time at Saratoga, though, right?
Yeah. So
what do you think?
It's incredible. I feel like it's like Disney World. Like,
Isn't it different? It's a whole vibe, right?
Yes, it's a whole vibe. So my husband got here, and here's the truth. I love Disney World. I could go there like every week. My husband's like, you know him. He's like, oh God, get me on it. I was like, Melvin, this place is like Disney World. And he's like, oh God. And I was like, no, but he loves it too. This is so fun. So it's just amazing. And the vibe is like, it's quite interesting.
Yeah.
I'm so loud. I'm talking so loud.
No,
I'm
you're
so
not.
sorry.
But it is. It's like a carnival with horses and gambling and good food and everything.
We're here in the backyard where it is loud. There's lots of stuff going on, and we were talking about there's just so many different experiences you can have at one track.
Yeah, right.
So it's an incredible time to be here, especially on a day like this. And I mean, with Cody's Wish, again, as Dan was talking about, we just had Michael Banahan on talking about the relationship he has with Cody Dorman and what this horse has meant now to racing. You have other big races yet to come up as well, even before that, though.
We did, and the one thing we did touch on a little bit is the care horses get. And a lot of people don't realize, they'll go on thorough plates during the day. They'll go get a Magnawave, massages, a chiropractor will come.
Treated better
if
than
I was any athlete, I would want to be a racehorse.
Right?
The care they get.
No, well, I talked to Jenna Antonucci the other day, and she
really?
was one of her horses was taking a nap, and it was laying down in the stall. And she said, I was just like curious. I have not in person necessarily seen that. And she said that is the highest compliment a horse can pay a trainer, because when we see that happening during the day, it means extreme comfort within your surroundings. And so, I thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
There's so much that I'm learning that. And then you take a step back and you're like, my gosh, these horses are so beautiful. And Flightline, forget it.
It's incredible.
I got to see him at Keeneland, so the Breeders' Cup. That was.
Did you see her reacting to Flightline?
I did. I was just about to say, I saw the video where you really talked about how profoundly that moved you, and you could see it in your emotions, and it was absolutely just something that. These horses pull out the most sincere emotions anyone can have in them, whether they're betting them, whether they're just there to enjoy them as, the spectacular athlete that they are. There's just something that they evoke within us that I think is so special. And I always talk about this. We always forget how close our relationship was with the equine, going all the way through up until the Industrial Revolution, which in the, when you look at the world itself, that's not really all that long ago. So these horses have meant so much to us historically.
That's fascinating. I
just
know.
love it.
Do you get that way?
Absolutely. I mean, I just think about
don't
it.
get Ren started now.
Well, it's just that, but they
We're gonna have a separate conversation.
Yeah.
You know how they talk, but no, they do. You know, anywhere in history before the advent of the car, the locomotive, etc., the footsteps of the horse was either right there beside or they were carrying us through.
Yeah.
And I thought it was even more.
Yeah.
And it was the one sport that kept going through COVID.
Yeah. I just realized
if you look at the market too.
This is also like
We're just chatting it up.
We're
chatting about our children betting.
I should have introduced you elsewhere before here.
I mean, we can do that here. No, I'm kidding. No, but that's interesting what you said about that. That's a very good point. And also, I feel like Dan and I were talking this morning, Tordjman, I think that it's like there's not another sport where when you have a championship situation, to me, that's the closest to what horse racing feels like. That's what Flightline felt like to me. It was like the Stanley Cup final, a World Series.
Well, yeah, there's no other sound in the world of excitement when the gates open at the Kentucky Derby. You have a field of 20 horses running against the dirt, and that couple minutes is, I can only compare it to maybe a Penn State whiteout game. But there's nothing else to that.
Yeah.
And also, I was sort of, as we were talking this out loud earlier, I was like, it really is the only place, the teams that are involved in a championship matchup, say it's a Super Bowl, but you don't have an environment where everyone kind of has a chance, and it's like those horses. And then I think to kind of your point, it's like there's something magical and spiritual about them. They can't talk, so they do their thing. And when it's magical, it's like, okay, right? Like
it's even retirement programs now with horses. And the reason I bring this up is Troy, my dad, had a horse. He wasn't the best racehorse, but it looks like he's going to be competing in the Olympics as a jumper.
Are you serious?
So it's funny to see this horse that wasn't a very good racehorse was put into a retirement program, and now he might be an Olympian.
What's the horse's name?
His name was Tropical Cognac, and I forget where he is
Tropical
now.
Racing, yeah.
Yeah, for Tropical. So I forget. I'll get it. I'll tell you guys. I'll send you some videos.
What his name is now? Yeah.
And
that's really wild.
It's crazy that happened,
Oh.
And now he's going to get the. He was always a showboater, but for the wrong reasons, and we figured out what it was. So,
well, I'll tell you what. One horse who will not be in show jumping is Cody's Wish, and he's running in a couple of hours. So we're at 2:55 Eastern right now. I don't know where your dad is. He should come back to sign off because we got to sign off in a couple of minutes. I don't know where he is. If you see him, wave him down. But the Whitney is at 5:40 Eastern time. You can watch it on Fox or on the Fox Sports app. We're going to sign off in a couple of minutes. Just remind you could go watch there. We're going to be back. ABR will be back in a couple of weeks at Woodbine for the King's Plate. We'll be doing stuff all the time with Game of Silks. I do want you to just one more time, and Lindsay would be the perfect person to present it to as she's just getting more involved in horse racing. Game of Silks you haven't heard of yet, I'm assuming, right? Do you know what Game of Silks is?
No.
So and it's perfect. Your boys love to gamble. It sounds like this isn't so. It isn't so much gambling, but it is a sense of that same gambling aspect you get when you're watching the TV. But we give you the sense of ownership. So basically, through our game is a one-to-one ownership of real racehorses. It's kind of like fantasy sports, but instead of 10,000 people on Sunday owning Tom Brady, only one person would own Cody's Wish. You would own him digitally through the Game of Silks. So. It is. We had a meetup. We were talking earlier, and all these guys and girls came to the track, and they're just talking about how they really didn't get this sense of ever owning a horse, and we're giving that opportunity. And it was definitely it's something amazing, and and it is. We're seeing it, and hopefully it grows bigger to bring new people to the sport.
I think that's such a good the ages that you can bring in too at that point, because I see it now.
You buy a digital horse in the game.
Yeah.
When the horse wins here, you win. You win money, and it goes up in value. And then you could syndicate the horse, and you could sell shares of it. And then when the horse goes to breed, those horses, when they sell in the game, you get a percentage of those sales. So it's an investment, and it's significantly less than buying one of these horses. It starts at like $750, right?
Yep. And basically, we're recreating the ecosystem of horse racing. So as Dan was saying, we're teaching people how horse racing is. It's just not racing. You have breeding. You have to learn pedigrees. There's a lot of people that touch a lot of places. Like Ren's probably going to get a couple DMs later today, sending of pedigree pages. Can you look at this horse?
I might charge a small fee for it.
Hey, listen, another business right there. We're creating a lot of new businesses in the industry. So
did you create it?
I personally didn't. Troy, my dad, and me, we talked about the idea. A lot of other people, Dan, came in and brought the technology. Yeah, another Dan brought the technology to what it is today. But it is from day one what it looked like to what it is today, especially people racing and winning rewards. It is it's something special.
It's pretty sweet. We had a graphic up. I think it's gone now. We had a graphic earlier. Like in the second race today, there were 2-year-old horses. So these are horses born in 2001. They're in the game. And so you could look at the horses with their real life owners, and you could look at them with their owners in the game. And so actually the guy who owned the horse who won that race in the game was in the chat. Right. So he's like, holy cow, I won the race. Like, he literally won the race.
Chuck Simon sometimes on the maiden races, he'll go in the paddock and he'll stream to our community walking around like, this is your horse. He'll get
that's
the
awesome.
Oh, that's wonderful.
So, no, I think, how old do you have to be to play?
Right now, 18.
Oh, 18.
Got a couple of years.
Well,
Children aren't gambling. They're
not gambling.
They are, they're helping my husband make his picks.
Exactly. All right, so we're going to bring, so Troy, who he's mentioned, his dad is going to come in. We're going to sign off. Lindsay, thank you for spending a few minutes with us.
Thank you so much.
Glad
it was so fun. I know, you too.
See you in a little bit.
Thank you. See you in a bit. Thank you. Thank you.
Well, I was going to get the fist bump too.
Pleasure.
Boom.
Missed y'all already. All right, thank you guys. Have a great day.
We're on it. We're about to sign off. We got to sign off here in a second.
Oh, you won!
He's Brian Beer.
All right.
This is a full brother to Mike Beer from the DRF.
You're full brother to Mike Beer? You won!
I am.
He's a better handicapper than Mike. I am. I taught him everything.
Remember the story that I said? You remember the story I said where it came from,
Take it.
Yonkers Raceway?
Yes.
He was at the kitchen table.
Yonkers!
Disclaimer, they've all probably had 5 drinks off.
A long time. Yes. 40 years I've known him. He's a good man.
We want someone to sit down with us.
No, I gotta go.
Make sure when her kids turn 18, we'll get
And Troy, we've got about 30.
as soon as
We've got about 30 seconds before Fox gets mad at us.
As soon as
So
the children turn 18, they're
Did we get Brian in?
we did get him in.
Brian, you got to bend down. We got to get you on
Is
air.
that correct? At 18, you can play the game.
Just
All right,
bend
real
down
quick, this is
right
how we're going to get you in. I know you're more involved in this, but we're about to sign off because you got to go over to Fox now to watch coverage of the Whitney Stakes. You want to give it? Are you going to bet against Cody's wish?
No, I'm not.
Thank you.
You sure? You can't.
He's the single.
Thank you. Thank you.
Single. Cody's wish is the
I
single.
don't like wasting money.
All right, there we go. All
Any
right.
picks today?
I like web slinger.
I love Web Slinger!
Oh, there he is.
We brought in the ringer.
By the way, that is Brian
That's my friend
Beer
DJ Sable.
from Yonkers Raceway, all the way
Drinking
from
water, though, not beer. No, he's drinking.
1987. Him and I, we were friends since 1987
Get
in
out.
Yonkers
You
Raceway.
mentioned him earlier.
I did. That's what I'm saying. He was
Earlier,
at the kitchen table at
That's
Yonkers
awesome.
Raceway.
That's awesome.
Now, Troy, how many drinks did you have off air?
I was around long before you, buddy.
He's
Before
like, he's
Gavin was the
mine. Awesome. All right. Well, look, we've got to wrap up. Unfortunately, it's been a lot of fun. We're going to do this again sometime soon.
Absolutely. This was great. Thank you so much. Honestly, you guys are doing an amazing job, and we appreciate you putting the effort out there for us. So thank you.
I definitely wanted to say,
appreciate
too,
the innovation.
huge shout out to Greg behind the scenes, St.
Yes.
Paul, and the
Greg.
whole.
Absolutely.
The
whole team,
whole
Dave,
crew,
our team behind the
Paul, and
scenes.
everyone over at Selks and the product team.
Awesome.
Greg and
JD
the other guy who I never was introduced
JD
to.
Mitchell. That's JD
there
Mitchell
he is.
on
back
sound.
there.
I'm
Awesome.
so glad no birds attacked you this time.
Birds this time. JD Mitchell,
Absolutely.
Greg
Great guys.
Charcuterie.
I think I sent
And
them
you know what?
1,000
Steven
emails
too,
before
Panis.
today.
We got to throw Steven
give a shout
Panis
out to
out there
Steven.
because
We all
you know
love
what?
Steven.
He puts it together, and he's a great
really,
guy.
if it wasn't for him, this may not be happening right now.
Yeah,
So,
so we're going to throw
Steven.
that out there.
Stephen Panis, we love you, brother. Thank you all for watching. We will see you next time. All right.